One, two, three. Four intrepid adventurers and their weird fucking horse come rolling
Hey.
into town in Cape Solman. It's been a long and arduous journey traveling across the northern sections of Windthrow, but you finally made it, having found a symbol that matched your own brand incurred during an arcane disaster far to the east at this point. You discovered that there was similar brandings of runes of the natures similar in this area of Cape Solman, and so you've endeavored to come this far, and so you have. And you've come along this journey and picked up a few people that have assisted you as well. Newly Umber, who is not branded herself, but wants to be a part of this journey for her own stakes. You come trundling into town. You manage to evade local guards' attempt at bribery and extortion. I suppose extortion is really just the proper term. Bribery.
Hey,
is
I
what
don't
they
know
were
if it's
requesting.
I don't know if it's working.
What's working?
Your stream.
The stream?
Mm.
I don't know what that means.
It says you're live streaming now, but it also says that you were live 30 seconds ago, and there's a network error.
No, you are marked as.
No, now it's back on. I just had to complain about it, and now it's fine.
Oh, okay, good. So you arrive in Cape Solman. Stretching out before you are several large cityscapes and several towers, none so big as this tremendous lighthouse to the right, to the east of here, to the northeast of here, out on a jetty. There's several large Greek Pantheon-looking buildings, and at the height is a large, tremendous lighthouse that actually does turn and swivel throughout the air, and it's towering above. It's mostly warm glow orangey light, not a bright white one, but it elucidates the whole harbor as well as this large city, all at different hues, but mostly oranges and greens make up the look. And as you go down the city streets, it gets a little bit thicker, more and more people as you enter into the city more proper. And you find yourselves being able to see on the west side a tremendous castle that overhangs the water below. It's like a cliff. It's like 100 or so feet off the sea level floor, and you see several ships out in ports, large tri-masted vessels. Some of them are smaller. Some that look like they're just fishing vessels out for a short jaunt. Others look like they're proper vessels that are meant for not war, but certainly a merchant navy of some form. And around you are several people that are mostly merchants. You see a few people that are dressed nicely. They're moving to and fro with purpose. You don't really see a peasantry. You don't really see like a lot of like dirty squalor. There's no factory workers here. It seems like
No, this is a normal city.
It's
for normal people.
A normal city for normal people, says Brookhild. Industrial Dow average of at least 3,000 points a day, or else I'm not getting up. Arroway. And your carriage continues to pull on through. Gareth is here in spirit. He is at the helm of this carriage, driving the horse. You get a few wayward glances. For the most part, people kind of passing by, and then they go, "What's that fucking horse?" And they turn and try to look at the horse. That's very weird and strange, and it's a dark black midnight almost with a blue mane, and it has feather-like protrusions from where its shoulders meet its flank, and it is a strange sight indeed, pulling this single-person carriage, or rather single-unit carriage. It's not a very large carriage, but the four of you are kind of free to do it as you please. You come trundling in until you come across what appears to be an open field, like a park almost. And that's when an individual that you mostly all recognize, named Donovan, waves and flags you down.
I wave back. Long time no see.
He indicates all of you and says the
Do y'all
same.
know him?
He tips his hat. He is a young man, black skin, and a bit of a 5 o'clock shadow kind of on his grizzled chin. He looks to be a bit like probably like 27, somewhere around there, maybe 30 at the most. And he comes walking over with his trench coat and a cigar lit on his lip, and he takes it out and kind of puts it out and just goes, "Well, I haven't seen you since transporting you all to Kirith. It's been quite the journey so far." He looks at all of you.
Yeah, what brings you up this way?
"Oh, business mostly. I'm sorry. My name's Donovan." And he reaches up a hand to Umber. "I don't recognize you."
Ah, Umber, a newish recruit to this party.
Ooh, didn't realize that they'd be sticking together that long myself, frankly.
Would have preferred not to, but fate had a different hand.
Well, at any rate, it's good to see you all in one piece. It's been a harrowing journey for us getting north. I can't imagine it was much different for the five of you.
Oh, indeed. I hope everybody's all right.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm doing fine. Most of the caravan's all in one piece. A couple of injuries here or there. Those beasts have been riled up something fierce, and bandits haven't been much easier on the back. Well, on the back trail north, it's pretty tough through the mountains, but doing what we can.
Personally, we've been fairly lucky on not running into bandits, at least.
Horse kind of like turns around and looks. It's got a bunch of twigs in its hair, and fucking the wagon wheels have all fallen off.
There was that giant snake, though.
Giant snake.
I said we've been lucky towards bandits, not anything else, really.
Umber makes like a big motion with her hands, like spreads them apart, and just goes,
We didn't.
giant snake.
Oh,
We
yeah,
didn't
huh?
see the snake. We just saw its skin.
You gotta be careful going inland. You might want to stick to the coastal roads. A bit safer, more people friendly.
Sounds like a good idea from here on out.
Well, at any rate, nice to see you all. If you want to hook up with our wagons, looks like you got yourself a nice piece yourselves. And he kind of taps the carriage that you guys have with the backs of his knuckles a few times. It creaks. It creaks and cries.
You don't have to be modest.
Oh yeah, I know a couple of people that might be able to, give that a good old spit shine if you're looking for it. But other than that, yeah, feel free to join up with our caravan. We're probably gonna be staying at least a few days, couple of weeks probably. Getting some people offloaded. A few refugees from Fort Olhan still, actually.
Really?
Yeah, the good doctor, if you remember.
Oh, right.
Has he remembered his name?
Not that I can tell.
How unfortunate.
Isn't this the caravan where you have your mouse friend, Valerie?
Yes, this is where I met Clouds.
I've been certainly having a mice infestation the past couple of days.
He's a field mouse.
Well, maybe Claus could have a bit of a look at that or something.
How big is
I'm sure Claus would love to.
How big is Clouds at this point? Like before they were like no bigger than like the size, like a little bigger than my thumb.
Oh gosh, they're really not much bigger than that. They're maybe like 2 thumbs side by side at most. Like that's they're
Aw.
a tiny mouse. They're probably never gonna get bigger than like the palm of your hand.
Field mice, real small.
Or real
They
tiny.
sit on flowers.
Maybe.
This is a
Fucking
potato.
tiny.
This is a potato mouse, which is a bit different. But it's got a nice golden.
Oh, so I'm not
hue.
sending Clouds, or I'm not sending Claus to eat Cloud's family.
You don't know
Well,
that.
maybe, but yeah.
Don't know
Well-
that.
Well, I don't know. Won't bother me.
Claus steps up and stretches a couple of times and yawns.
Umber looks at Donovan and goes, "If you're having a mice problem, I'd be willing to help you out for
Oh.
a small fee." And Umber gestures towards Claus.
Valerie pulls up her scarf.
I could give you a couple silver, but I'm afraid I'm not really replete with cash.
Actually, I would prefer a trade. Maybe information?
I can do that. And pokes his hat. He's got like a big wide hat. It's not like a cowboy hat. It's more like a fisherman's hat. But it's still stiff and leathery, and he kind of pushes it up out of his eyes. What can I do you for?
I'm wondering if you've either heard or have seen any information about the whereabouts of the Dark Rider or Walter. Either of those names, and then Umber also describes what he looks like to him.
Yeah, actually, we had a run-in with him a couple of weeks ago.
Really? Was anyone hurt?
Yeah, a lot of people were hurt. Lost a couple of good men.
Sounds like him.
Went through looking for what was supposed to be forest and woods, and it turned out to be all deserts. And around that crag, about 50 miles away from the river, just hit us like bats out of a cave. Came out of nowhere, swarmed us.
Umber pulls up her map, and
Wasn't that
she,
around New Haven?
she pulls it out and she goes, "If you were to point to where you were, would you be able to?"
Yeah, he'll look at it for a couple of seconds, and then he points. It's a little bit east of New Haven.
Here?
That was
No,
the
no,
quote
no,
unquote
little-
desert
No,
we
New
passed
Haven's
through.
like, yeah.
up higher,
Here?
north of the river. No, you're good. So
Here?
your map
No, like it's
indicates
around here.
Here?
like here.
Yeah.
Here. Thank you.
That's where I was clicking, but I didn't get anything. Hang on.
This is supposed to be forest, but it's not.
And it's not.
It was a desert. New Haven was like a relatively dry region, but it was coastal. It was temperate. It was plains and fields. And
Yeah,
it
that was where we met Miyamoto and Quill, right?
yeah on the north
Indian.
Yeah.
Juking it out on the sands.
This is Queen's Landing down here, and then you guys have just been having this long journey north, and then you met New Haven and all the people that lived there. You helped them out with their bandit problem, then you went north to Alexandria, and then after that, you're now in Cape Solomon. But on your map is out of date because the map says it's supposed to be a nice green region, and it's not. It was all turned to desert somehow.
Wild. Okay, Umber writes that down, and that was a few weeks ago. So that was before we made it to Alexandria.
Yeah.
So okay, so he was there and then went there. Did he say anything or do anything or have anything with him that you noticed?
He had some real dark and fierce magic. That's all I can really remember. He really brutalized the bodies.
Did he do
Mm,
anything like this,
bodies.
perchance? Valerie pulls out her old sketch of the Dark Rider holding a head that appears to be...
Oh yeah. Keep that low. A touchy subject with the caravan. Yeah. He went around beheading people.
So he did.
That's interesting. Why would? What's the purpose if he's already killed somebody?
You may not want to discuss this in public, Umbo.
Yeah, I know.
Listen, your
Umber-
secret's safe with me. I got nothing to hide, nothing to share.
Oh, I wasn't implying to keep things secret from you, Donovan, of course.
No.
I think she means from the general public.
It's a bit distasteful.
Well, you got me here. Cape Solomon ain't the most he kind of wiggles his fingers in the air. Magical places lately. Might want to keep that on the down low.
Really?
Of course, another
What?
city like that.
What happened?
Don't just passed a few new laws. News to me too.
Usually this place is really open to magic. I don't understand what could have happened to change that.
I'm confused as well for different reasons.
Yeah, we're all on the same
Elbow
wagon.
grease and brute force.
They just still are letting most things slip when it comes to healing stuff, but for the most part, kind of winces. Just watch out. A couple of slaps on the
Well-
wrist already. They're not cracking down too hard. No witch hunts yet, but it's been a bit of a surprise.
Well, thank you for the information. Where is your caravan located? I can go there with Claus.
About 50 paces over there. You look and it's like covered wagons, like Old West style, and they're all like in a circle. There's about a dozen of them. And there's like dozens of people and horses and ox, and actually there's a large a bird-like creature, but it's not a griffin or a hippogriff, and a few other animals of strange variety that are all kind of unbridled and left to their own devices to graze.
So they have straight up like Oregon Trail wagons. What do we have?
You have like a Victorian carriage.
Oh,
A nice fancy carriage.
It's got glass
Because
windows.
I
and
bitched
stuff.
about it.
no wonder the wheel fucking broke. Rich stuff doesn't last.
Well, it wasn't built for off-road. Yeah, they got like big. You guys got like a carriage that's more for like day trips or smaller trips. It could
right.
do longer range stuff. It did.
Speak with animals.
No, I don't think you really need to speak with animals to tell Claus this.
Oh, do I? Okay, cool.
Not for something so simple as that. No, I mean you can command him
well
like,
then.
Yeah,
hey,
it's-
go
it's
attack
just
that.
food.
Or,
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna be like, all right, Claus. I'm just gonna turn and face him. I need you to go over to those caravans over there, and she points, and she goes, and eat all the mice.
it just stands up and just stretches and just twists its head a couple of times. You hear like it's getting ready, and then it just Claus describes it just takes off. Wings unfurl, flies over to the caravan, and a few people kind of like, whoa, hey, and Godwin's like, hey, it's all right, let him do his thing, it's fine, it's.
He has like a harness, like bridling on him. So
He's got.
He doesn't look like a
saddles.
wild animal.
He does not look wild.
Okay, that's
He
good.
looks.
Yeah, he'll start fishing through. Mostly like potato mice, they just like to hang. They're called potato mice because they have a tendency to invade like vegetable storages and like sacks of potatoes.
Potato.
You'll find them at the bottom. And so he just starts ruffling through, like sniffing out, trying to find. Does
Nice.
a lot of listening. Hippogriffs have a tendency to hunt more for ears and sight than smell.
He has like how like for falconry they have like those little bands around their ankles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got one of those, and it's
One
just
of
like a
those.
little leash.
Sounds good. He's got blinders on when you need him now.
Yeah. mhm.
But yeah, he'll do his business and do it well. What is the rest of you guys doing? Do you want to hang out with Donovan? Do you do some other stuff into the city? They're just kind of hanging out on the outskirts, in the fields where their ox graze.
I personally go into my pouch and take out a piece of paper with an address on it, and use to the best of my ability and find out where this place is.
Roll survival.
I'm gonna search more.
We're still like out of town, right?
Pretty much out of town. You're kind of on the outskirts, just chatting with Donovan. You're in town bounds essentially, but yeah, you're still kind of more like off to
Nice.
the end in the farmland and stuff
First
like that.
roll of the night, baby.
That might take you some time, Valerie. You're probably gonna have to spend a little bit more time in the city, maybe another day or two.
I've never been here
ask some
before.
people. Never been there before. But yeah, you also hear from the background like, "Well, golly gosh darn be me!" And this young woman, actually, it's not true.
My
She's
God, it's
middle-aged, orange-haired woman comes strutting out of one of the wagons. She's got a big dress on and a big leather apron on top of that, and she comes racing over to you guys, and she just goes, "Well, long time no see," and she gives every single one of you a firm handshake and a kiss on the cheek.
Long time no see. Thanks for the caravan ride way back when.
She nods a few times. "Oh gosh, well, who's this be? Who's this young fire spark here?" And she kind of points at Umber. It's a middle-aged country woman. Good old-fashioned values.
Umber is confused. Umber.
Oh, she shakes your hand a few times. "And call me Kelly."
Ellie.
Kelly. See how it is.
Umber looks like affronted almost. Like she looks like this very like wild greeting has somehow like not necessarily offended her, but she just kind of looks like, why is she so loud?
Cat, do I have the wrong name or something? Or
I don't think so.
I remembered her as Tina, but I might be wrong.
Kelly, Tina, same
Kelly,
amount
Tina, same thing.
of letters if you spell Kelly with an I and one L.
Oh, you know what? I got back to it. I got it right here. It was Tina, Karen, Helen, and I misremembered the Karen part.
Oh.
Well, at any rate, she gives you a good old-fashioned Southern hospitality hug.
He sure does.
She goes, "Y'all come back if you want some soup."
Oh, yes, your lovely, wonderful soup. I've missed it on the road, really.
Donovan looks like he's sweating.
Yeah.
Run.
Valerie shoots Donovan like eyes of like, is that bad?
He doesn't say anything. He just continues to kind of gently nurse his cigar and gives you a penance stare. "Well, if you need me for anything, I'm going to get back to work. Nice to see all you. It's a pleasure. And if you need anything more, if you know where to find me, and you can stay anytime you want. Got plenty of room.
Lovely to see you
campfire."
again.
Thank you. It's so nice to see you people again.
And gives a few.
Pleasure to meet you.
Indicates Gareth and just goes, "If you want to share to the smoke, you know where to find me."
That I do. Yep.
And he disappears.
Oh.
Heads back over to the camp. What do the four of you want to do with, well, I mean, to get back over the caravan?
Where is the merchant inn?
Well, you're gonna have to roll survival for me, my man. I'm gonna turn you down a little bit as
Okay.
well. I don't know what device
Alright,
you're
yeah,
on.
sorry. Yeah, no, my normal mic is busted right now.
I see.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna move you down a little bit
Oh,
in the
no.
sensitivity department, but that's all right.
Fine,
give me
Gareth.
a
His
We're
new
gonna
mic
echo
is
chamber now.
bussin'.
Just in a bubble.
Yeah, Gareth mushes the
Alright.
singular horse and then turns around and stares at him for a second before begrudgingly moving one hoof at a time, and
Survival.
you head into the city, more proper this time. It's smaller one-story buildings give way to two-story buildings and eventually three-story buildings, and that's some fancy shit.
Yeah.
And you get into the
Yeah.
major cities. You find yourselves around a large plaza with a tremendous fountain in the center. It's got several fish and even like orca whales kind of like decorating its side. All around you are, for the most part, it's a solid 50-50 between humans and elves and Seda. A lot of fish people with fish ears. Mer people.
Huh.
No teeth?
Azarine jumps from the
Not many.
carriage.
You see like at least one of every person that there is, but no, the vast majority is humans, elves, and Seda.
Mermaids.
Mermaids.
If I remember correctly, it was this way, closer
Are
to the ocean.
You're talking about the Merchant Inn?
Oh, wait, Merchant Inn?
Yes.
Oh, I have connections here. I can get us a nice place.
At the
Well,
Merchant Inn?
We're trying to find it first.
At a different inn.
I need to find the Merchant.
Why do you need the merchant in, Garrett?
I'm awaiting
Because he sent
correspondence
a
there.
package to his girlfriend. Oh, sorry, a letter.
Not girlfriend.
Not girlfriend?
Acquaintance.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Someone's dating
I
Garrett?
guess I'll solidify our lodgings.
Surprising, I know.
If whenever you're done, if you want to meet us at the Coral Coast Inn, we'll meet you there.
Fair enough. Do you want to take the cart?
I look at Valerie.
I can handle that.
Whew.
Can you?
Fair enough. And Gareth dismounts and hands
Doesn't she talk to the
Valerie
bloody thing?
Oh, yeah.
Not to be able
hands
to
Valerie
drive.
the reins. Gareth hands Valerie the reins.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, I'll be back in an hour or so, I suppose.
Wait, do you know where to go?
I
Like
can
from the
ask
merchant
around.
inn?
I can
Umbershugs.
ask around.
Good luck.
Oh, okay.
Or I
Well,
find a place for this
bye.
cart. I need
And
to
that
search
was-
it all
That was the
myself.
last time we ever saw Gareth Durant.
He's gonna get, like, beaten up by, like, barred betas or setas or whatever they are.
Beta.
They're betas.
They'll never get him, he's an alpha. Oh my god.
They're like
I thought you meant
fish.
beta as in like beta fish.
Like, I'm like,
No, those fuckers don't fuck around. Beta fish?
They really don't.
Oh, man.
They've torn each
yeah.
other limb from limb.
So, let's see
They don't
here.
have
We'll-
limbs.
We'll
What's
follow
nice, Gareth?
let's follow Gareth real quick, just because I think this will be
Okay.
a shorter correspondence. Can you give me another? Well, with an 11 survival, you don't really know. Where
I mean,
it is.
Gareth's not opposed to asking people like, "Hey, where's the Merchant Inn?"
All right, sure. You go around and ask a couple of peoples, and the first person you probably get is a Seda who doesn't speak common, but the second or third people are able to be like, "Oh, I'm pretty sure it's down by the harbors," and they're like, "No, the Merchant's Quarter. It's called the Merchant's Inn," and then they kind of point you along the way. You find
Okay.
yourself going down a couple of roads. It's probably about 15 minutes away from the central square plaza, and you find the Merchant's Inn. It's a relatively
Nice.
upscale location. It's for the most part it's not like a tavern. It's not like a tavern. It's like an inn. It's just for kind of checking in and checking out. You walk into the foyer.
Mhm.
Up front is a lady who sits behind a mahogany desk, and she kind of looks at you expectantly.
Oh yes. Oh god, I need to actually pull something up real quick so I remember what my name is. 1 second, please.
This fucker doesn't even
remember
his name. Betas, get him!
Where
Alright,
is
guys.
A
it?
couple of men come walking up,
Where?
but they have like fish heads, but it's like just like a fish on their necks. Like it's crazy.
Oh my god.
it's actually like,
God.
it's like a regular Seda, but then the head's
Hold on, wait,
really
he'll hand
tiny,
out.
and it's a beta fish head.
It's a beta fish head.
Hold up.
So it's like a normal sized
Okay.
beta fish head on like a human.
Open the notes.
That was in the notes.
Cancelled. The beta got him.
Got him. Now you look around. It's gold. It's gold and brass and a lot of silvers. It's nothing too ritzy in terms of like for nobles, but yeah, it's certainly like just a safe place to stay and do your business while you're here on business. Was it the sound of me losing connection, or was that?
No, that was
Hello?
Oh, good. Hello.
Yeah.
Am I
Hello.
good?
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, yeah, no, go to someone else real quick. I'm pulling up a blank.
All right. Azarine, you want to lead us to, I think that there's not much to say. I'm not going to make you roll. You've been here before. You head down the streets
Yeah.
a bit further away. It's more towards the east and more close to the lighthouse. And you find yourselves walking along roads that are very, they follow the curvature of the land. There's a very strong hill, like it's a very strong downhill climb towards the harbor. It's very abrupt. It's kind of like being, it's like San Francisco, essentially. In terms of its just everything's on hills. And so you kind of continue walking through, and a few carriages pass by, and you have to wait and kind of be careful because you're driving your own carriages. But within about 20 minutes or so, you find yourselves outside of a large white building with, it's been aged by weather, but it's mostly well taken care of. It's quite a nice district you find yourselves in. And there's a indication, a sign, that has got several outlines of like coral, like a coral reef.
Azarine's just like, oh, I'm so excited. I haven't been here in so many years.
Yes, it has certainly changed.
Oh, let's go, let's go, let's go. Brookhild, I think you especially will like it here.
What kind of place is
good.
this?
So,
I heard
it-
about this place.
Like fancy? Is it? Umber looks nervous. Is it fancy?
it's kind of fancy, kind of not. Like, it's like you're not gonna see like tavern brawls, but like it's a very
Oh,
nice.
Umber puts her mace away.
But I used to perform here all the time with my dad.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they've got a whole like a whole performing area where you can have like some cocktails and like little finger foods.
It's a
they-
relatively clean establishment, yes, indeed.
Okay, that sounds nice.
They've treated us very well in the past, and I'm really excited. Let's go.
You pull up out front, and there's someone who kind of indicates for you to take your carriage like off to the side into the stables area. This is a large building, and there's even a smaller portion that's attached. It's actually more like an amphitheater, almost like a dome, half dome, built into the side of the building. And you dismount your carriage, and the kind of man looks and just goes, actually, you look at him, and he's got very dark complexion, very straight black hair, and he kind of looks at you and just goes, you're going to have to pay for that, I'm afraid. You got to house the horse and your carriage.
Does it come with a room, or like is there like a side?
No, I'm
Like
afraid not. It's a separate service.
Oh, okay. How much is it?
Don't worry, I can get rid of the horse. Just give me a second.
He kind of just looks at you for staring, and the horse stares at you. The horse just stares at you. The horse is just staring at you.
Valerie,
wants to go.
Valerie just drives off in the cart to a secluded location.
He's very
Ow.
confused. The man just is extremely confused.
I'm very confused as well.
Valerie just drives the cart around the back of the establishment where no one's looking, and she's just gonna dispel the horse.
Okay. Well, roll a
Okay.
stealth check. Because it's a highly populated city. I don't know if you could just like take it out back and kill Old Yeller without anybody noticing.
You have inspiration to make this work.
Do you want to burn your point of inspiration to secretly murder your horse?
Oh
What
my
would a 9
god!
get? What would a 9 get me?
I'm not gonna tell you. You gotta use your inspiration before you have a confirmation of what universe you're living in. It's not you can't collapse the electron waveform before using your. You gotta choose the Berenstein or the Berenstain universe before I can.
I don't want to get arrested for this. I'm using the inspiration.
All right, I'll let you take the 17 then. But I mean the horse just Magnolia just stares at you.
I'm sorry.
Then you snap your fingers and it just. You like Thanos snap it away. It just turns into dust.
Valerie pokes her head out from like around back of the place they just arrived to. Horse is gone.
The man kind of walks a few paces and he looks around the back and he looks left and then he looks right and just goes, "What? What did you? Is there a horse on the loose? What?"
No, I just told them to go away.
Roll persuasion.
Valerie just looked at the horse and went, "Leave."
Oh, we gotta call the authorities. You can't just release a
Big
horse into the
God.
city streets.
No, he's smart. No worries. He just He walked off to the wild somewhere, I'm sure.
I can't. I gotta call the authorities, my friend. I'm so sorry, but you can't just do that.
It's a very well trained horse. It'll be fine on its own.
I am not
It's
persuaded.
I can assure you.
It's
Oh.
actually heading back to the caravan on the outskirts. It'll make it there. Don't worry about it.
Roll
I
persuasion,
hope
Brooke.
They've spent
I'd like to assist Brookild by saying that, oh yeah, it's gonna return back to the caravan because it's a trained circus horse.
Excuse me, sir. I've spent 10 years trading this horse.
Oh, you know what? Because it's Umber roll persuasion. Everybody just gonna take a
Oh
turn.
no.
I have very bad
I don't think this is a very persuasive.
circus horse. Circus. I don't know why I rolled
15.
twice, but 15.
15. With a 7 and 8 and a 15, he just goes, it's your problem. You still have to pay for the carriage, though.
Yeah,
How
we
much
will.
for the carriage?
But not the horse. The carriage is probably more than the fucking horse.
Actually, they don't have to feed the carriage.
Don't worry, Valerie will take care of that too. She's the lights it on fire.
Honestly, though, shouldn't we have sold the carriage to Donovan or something? We're not gonna need it. Aren't we taking a
It's
boat?
up to you.
You can bring the carriage.
Yeah,
on.
we
You
should
can sell
have
to
kept
this
it
guy.
with. We should have kept
as
it
well give
with
it to Donovan.
Donovan because he
Yeah,
said
let's
that.
give it to Donovan.
Yeah, let's give it to Donovan.
I barely know that man, but I'll give him my caravan.
He's nice. He helped us.
Yeah, he's good.
I trust him.
Valerie's eye is just like twitching, watching the rest of the party be like, "Oh, let's sell it to Donna," and she's like, "I just dispelled the horse."
No, not the horse. The carriage. You can bring the horse back, yeah.
Well, we'd ought to bring Donovan to the carriage.
We
Oh,
can just
yeah.
have another day. Not right
Donovan,
now.
tell Donovan to bring his own. Bring your own horse.
How much is it?
BYOH.
How much is the parking?
It'd be 5 gold a night.
How much was
more?
it with the horse?
It would have been 8 gold because I have to. It's 3 for a horse and 5 for the carriage.
I told you.
We don't have to feed the carriage.
Carriage takes up a lot
Get
of
to
space.
water it.
We should probably just leave it with Donovan. I mean, he said we could do it for free.
Y'all really doing this?
We can fix this another day. Here,
We'll
I'm just
f-
gonna
we'll
give the 5 gold to the guy.
Sure. I mean, you have 5 gold and you have 24 hours to figure it out. So it's
Yeah, basically.
he takes the 5 gold and just goes, "Thank you, miss.
need to do
I'll
math.
give it the spit shine and make sure it's all clean for you when you return. And wherever the horse went."
Don't worry about the horse. Thank you for taking care of the carriage.
He smiles and he'll slowly ask somebody to go get another horse to pull the carriage into the proper area.
You really killed Magnolia over 3 gold, huh? Kind of fucked up.
It's fine. She's just residing in my soul right now.
Okay.
Very cross
like-
with me though.
She's still alive though? Like it's
Yeah.
the same Magnolia?
Yeah.
She's like a Pokemon.
You don't know that.
Let's go inside.
Understood.
Let's
Oh.
go
You
inside.
don't know that. It's like that whole thing where it's like if they cloned all of your atoms, would it still be you? It's like
Actually,
Theseus' horse.
you might have named it Magnolia, but its name is actually Theseus.
Oh. My God.
You head through the
It's
doors.
the Argosy.
You head inside, and inside is there's carpeting, it's hardwood flooring, there's a lovely chandelier. It's all small scale, but it's well taken care of. And there's a man behind the countertop who addresses the 5 of you for you, because Gareth's not here right now.
Hi.
Hello. It's an old elven man.
Is Ashana around?
May I ask who's inquiring?
Azarine Talori.
Ah, okay, very well then. I'll be right back. And he sets down the pen and steps into the through the doors behind him, and walks into what appears to be a kitchen. After a minute, a middle-aged woman comes out. She's very well manicured, and she's got a very fancy dress on. She's Indian in her ethnicity, and she's got the oh goodness, what is that called?
Sorry.
She has that thing between the brows. I can't remember what that thing is called.
Bindi.
Bindi.
Bindi, thank you. And she comes and addresses the 4 of you, and she looks at all of you in turn and seems a little bit confused, and then she sees Azure and just goes, "Ah, it's been quite some time, young Talori.
How are you doing?
I'm well. Well, it's busy. It could be busier, but it's busy enough. What do I owe the pleasures?"
So, me and my friends are going to be staying here for a while, and I was wondering if we could have 2 rooms.
I could arrange this. I believe that's
2?
2 going to be enough. Suppose 2 for each of you, 2 in each. Makes sense.
I'm assuming.
I mean, she
'Cause
only counts
Gareth-
4 of you, so.
We have one more. He has business that he needs to take care of, so it'll be. Or should we do 3? 3 rooms.
I'm not
think we
rooming
should
with
do-
Gareth
I'm
again.
not sleeping with Gareth.
What the fuck? Oh, Mr. Umber, what the fuck? I was nice to you.
No, you were nice to me, but I
Fuck
want to
you.
sleep in a bed.
I don't really care who I share a room with.
Let's do 3 rooms just to be safe.
She goes, okay. Will you be, She kind of looks at you, Azreen.
Of course.
All right then, tell you what, I'll only charge you for the 2 rooms. You can have the 3rd one for free. We are free of space regardless.
How wonderful.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
It's going to be 3 gold a night for you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay. How many nights are we staying?
I should clarify, 3 gold per room, so still 6 in total.
We
So
don't know
6 in
yet. Is that alright?
You can pay by the room. We're not so busy, or I'm sorry, we can pay by the evening. Just make sure you pay the morning of or the afternoon at the latest. I can't go around.
Let's take 3 days just now. We're of course going to stay for a few days, right?
Very well then.
Yeah.
18 gold.
Shall we split?
I can.
Yeah.
Well, they paid the
uh,
game, so whatever.
Do you want to do 3? You, me, Umber.
Yeah,
and-
yeah, I can do that.
All right, so I'll do 3. Umber does 3, and then Brookhill does 3.
Oh no, we each do 6
6.
because it's
Gareth.
18 together.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'll do 6.
No, you paid for the carriage. We're talking about Valerie.
Oh,
I pay 6?
Oh, is Valerie not staying with us?
No, I'm
No, she's
I'm
staying.
staying.
I'm sorry. I'm confused about payment.
Who'll pay what? I pay 6. I'm paying 6. I've decided
I'll
this.
do 6.
And then I pay 6.
Okay.
Excellent. She drops it into the safe. She hands you all your keys. It's under the Tolori.
So-
Just tell your friend to ask for that.
All right. When did you need me to
7 o'clock.
tonight?
She kind of looks up and just goes, well, if you're offering.
Sure.
Gareth, no. Azreen's last name?
I would
Yeah,
imagine.
Azreen said it multiple
It's
times.
not a secret. It
Yeah,
might-
but okay.
Even if it wasn't like
If he
explicitly
forgets,
come up
that's
in
his
conversation.
problem.
I mean, you guys have spent like a couple of months together at this point. I feel like it probably would have come
I
up. In,
might still need this roll.
If he
You might
forgets,
forget.
that's his fault.
if he forgets,
I don't know Gareth's last name.
that's all right.
That's fair.
Speaking of Gareth,
So he goes into the merchant inn, and you said that there was a
it's a young lady
Uh,
manning the desk.
yes. Hello there, ma'am. I'm here to pick up a note or letter or a package of some sort, addressed to Kelmuderand, please.
I see. Well then, one moment. She steps up and goes to a back room. You can still see her.
Durant.
She kind of looks through a
Okay.
bunch of boxes, and a few are a little bit more stuffed than others. And she eventually comes back and just goes, thank you for utilizing our services. And she kind of looks at you expectantly. She hands over the envelope.
Oh,
She kind of looks at you
Okay.
expectantly.
Oh god. Could I roll something so I know the appropriate amount to tip so I don't look weird?
Roll insight.
Okay. How much?
Couple of silver.
Okay, yeah. Gareth throws her, or hands her, 3 silver.
She kind of she smiles and thanks you, and goes back to her paperwork. You have 2 letters.
Oh, wait. Who are they addressed from?
They're both addressed from the same individual, but they are dated several days apart.
Is there anywhere to sit right now?
If you'd like, there's a small couple of tables and chairs that are mostly just for enjoying a cup of tea or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yar's
taking
gonna
a
sit
call.
there and he's gonna immediately open them
Okay.
to read.
You've been provided your information in your PMs, ideally. If not,
Yes.
I'm going to move
All right,
back
I
over
need
to
to
the
read.
4.
Yeah, go back to them. I need to mute.
He's gonna go. Gareth's gonna go have some fun for a bit.
Oh, boy.
Gareth is gonna be predisposed. The
I am
4 of you.
so going to snoop on that letter. I'm gonna try my fucking hard. This is my new mission.
He
My
went. He
life's
went off on his
calling.
own to go get the envelopes, and I was like, damn, unfortunate. Well, at any rate, what did the 4 of you do?
Did we want to check out the rooms first and drop off whatever extra
Yeah,
stuff
I'm
we
gonna
have?
drop off like some stuff. And
Sure.
stuff.
I mean, yeah, you take care of all that stuff. You place whatever you need to in
Neat.
your rooms. They're large and spacious, and 2 beds each.
I guess we're leaving the single room for Gareth.
I'm assuming so.
I see.
All 3 rooms have 2 beds each. There's more beds than you need.
Brooke looks a little bit sad, but it's okay.
I mean, I was planning on rooming with Valerie as I usually do.
I don't mind either way.
It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Brookhill, do you want the single room?
Of course, I want the single room. I don't want to sleep with an animal.
Oh yeah.
No,
Umber-
sorry. I mean, Taurus, of course. No,
Umber, do you want to room with me?
Umber's dead.
Umber's
Umber's
Umber
gone.
is-
Actually,
Umber's on mute.
Oh.
You can still hear her voice in your head.
Valerie, you don't mind rooming with Gareth, do you?
No, of course not.
Okay.
We're both
Uh,
reserved human beings.
Alright, then you and Gareth are together, me and Umber are together, and then Brookhill, you get the single.
thank the gods.
And with that settled, you have the whole day. It's like mid-afternoon, 1 o'clock.
I don't know
She
how
leans
she
over-
managed, but she will use both of the beds somehow.
She leans over to Valerie and she just goes, I just don't want to deal with the snoring.
No, I don't either. I'm glad you paired me with Gareth.
What's first on the docket, girls?
Ooh, I haven't been here in so long. We could just walk the town.
I need to search out a local.
Oh. Do you mind if we tag along, or do you want to do that separate?
I don't mind if you tag along. I'm just heading over to that blacksmith, the blacksmith in Pella was telling me about.
Alright. Lead the way.
Well, that would be the frustrating part. Valerie leaves the building. She's searching out a local.
Do you have an address? Of some
Yes,
sort?
on this paper right here.
I look at the address. Do I know where that is?
Roll a history check. Not off the top of your head. No, it's a street with a number, but where the hell that is?
Oh, she's been
you
learning.
know exactly.
21!
Yeah, it's your mom's house, actually.
What?
No, there's
don't have
actually
mom.
on the eastern side of Cape Solomon, and remember, it's a cape, so it's kind of jutting out into the ocean. On the eastern coast side is a very high population of southern seas immigrants and refugees.
So that would be why the blacksmith was telling me to go there.
You've never
Yeah.
been there, Azarine, but you well, I don't know, maybe you have, but at the very least, you can find it again. Do you go there?
I've probably been in that section only once or twice.
I certainly go there.
I want to
Let's
go.
The 4 of you, presumably, will
Yes,
have
yes.
the opportunity to look around and see that there's several large structures that kind of make up this center portion of the city, very strong and resolute. A lot of stone and wood kind of towers that are, 6 to 8 stories high. It's crazy. But as you kind of pass through, once you get on the other side of it, you see immediately like this architectural change. We see a
I
lot
guess
more
I kind of fit
redwood
in
and
here for once.
cherry woods, and a lot more people are very clearly South Seas. And that includes like South Seas humans as well as elves and Orchivans. and a few Seda are actually here sprinkled in as well, but not quite as much. There's still a very high population of Seda everywhere you go in this area, but for the most part, people are just kind of minding their own business, and you walk down the streets, and even the carts have a slightly different design to them. Restaurants are a little bit more, well, they're more southern seas, just the way it is. You look around, and a few shops are kind of looking around, and kind of a few people kind of look at you as you go by, and a few nice people kind of like will wave and indicate like just hello, and kind of carry on what they're doing. A few people kind of you catch them staring at you a couple of times. A few people kind of glance over and kind of like, wow, and kind of immediately go back to what they're doing.
Oh,
The armor, maybe?
Valerie looks down at herself. I think this look would garner everyone's attention, not just people from...
Eventually, once you get very close down to the water, to the point where just about like about 50 yards or so, you see a long wooden boardwalk that just goes straight down out into the ocean, and several small boats out fishing, and some people out there throwing some nets or cleaning some nets and doing just your various fisheries related industries. And a few people catch a glance, and there's a woman who kind of looks at you very keenly across the way, and she seems to be kind of like manning a small flower like shop out of the back of a small carriage, very ornately designed. And you see that there's a lot of smoke coming out of one of these buildings, and you determine it to be some kind of smithery. Gareth, I'm going to give you this opportunity if you want to. It's been more than enough time for Gareth to either head to the Coral Inn itself and reconvene with the friends, or they would have crossed right by the Merchant's Inn on the way to where they are. Would you like to reconvene with your friends? Or
Well, first, Garrett's kind of reading this with his glasses on, and he kind of nods quietly over like the first letter, and there's not a lot of. There's some new things that we learned, but not anything groundbreaking, right? But then as he opens and starts to read the first letter, his eyes like immediately narrow, and he immediately looks up to like check his surroundings.
Don't see anything amiss.
Don't see anything amiss. You don't see any. I don't see anyone looking at me. I don't see anything.
Roll perception check, motherfucker.
All right. Perception. I don't see anything amiss.
A couple of people getting letters as well. A few
See through tears.
few innkeepers are walking down the stairs and heading out for business. Some horses pass by.
Gareth immediately pockets both the letters and starts to head out towards the Coral Inn. But I guess I'm gonna be running into the group.
Yeah, you would have bumped into him pretty. I assume you leave with haste, and yes, you would bump
Yes.
into your friends. The five of you kind of reconvene, and if Gareth had anything to share, he can do so as you're walking, or if you wanted to wait, he can do so as well.
So, how's your girlfriend?
Garrett is immediately like almost knee jerk, not my girlfriend. But he looks a little bit off and kind of is like glancing around to see if there's anyone, staring or following or anything.
I mean, there's me.
There's
Being
there's
okay?
many people around you, dozens, hundreds even. Crowded city.
It is. There may be Inquisition within the city.
Great. Lovely. We love that.
Well, that explains the new rules.
New rules.
Gotta ruin everything.
The anti-magic rules.
Lot of an infection in town, I hear. Valerie's just glaring forward.
Wait, there's anti-magic rule? Wait, was that like discussed?
Yes,
when I was-
Donovan told us they're
Yeah.
like starting to crack down on magic use.
On magic.
And they might know that we're around here.
Well, what authority do they even have? This is Alexandria.
Cape Someone's an independent nation.
There's a reason why it's a whole port containing many different people. It's kind of its own place.
But that does not give the Inquisition authority to carry out their nonsense.
It is if the Duchess wants it. It's a duchess, right?
It's a duchess.
All right. If the duchess wants it, then yeah, the Inquisition can have authority here.
What do I know about the Duchess and the like?
Roll a history or an investigation check. I'll let you pick.
17.
Well, they wield a bit of an iron fist around here, but they wield it towards the efforts of commerce and industry. And being a cape jutting out into the ocean, the Megalithalassa, they think of themselves as a powerful naval force. Whether that's true or not is debated, especially in the face of imperial shipbuilding or even Port Verde to the east of here. But she's a very industrially minded individual, and she would have had many dealings with people like your family and grandpa specifically to make sure that was kept powerful and safe. It's
She
not
should definitely know better. Let's go trade in magic.
Well, I don't know what changed your mind.
Bloody Inquisition.
You find yourselves in a southern seas inspired portion of city. You even walk through like several of the large like gates as well, with the wood structure, and several excuse me, several small shrines dot some of the corners as well. And this is when you come down to what appears, it's not like a harbor necessarily, it's the edge of the road. And there's several large boardwalks that kind of run north and south, as well as some that kind of jut out straight into the water. And one of the buildings to your right here, this larger open space, this larger open road, it appears to be a smithery. And we now find ourselves outside of this individual building.
I walk in.
Okay. You step down a few steps into a more recessed flooring, but it's all mostly open air. The two corner walls are knocked away and free and open, but it still takes your eyes a second to adjust. On the far side, you see some stairs that presumably go to the top floors where maybe somebody lives, but here on the bottom floor, you see a large workshop, several large anvils of different shapes and sizes for hammering out different forms of metal, a large furnace, hums and roars in the background, and there's a large man
Oops.
in the center of it all who's hammering away at some of the new hot pieces of steel that he pulls away from the forged fires.
Hello.
He turns and looks at you for a second and indicates, but he has to strike while the iron is hot. Ting, ting, ting. A few more blows over the next few minutes, and before long, the metal is cooled and has to be returned to the fire. He does so before turning and addressing you. He takes off. He has large goggles on, large glasses, and he pulls them back. He's got long, spindly white hair and a thin white mustache, and a bit of a matching piece of goatee as well. His eyes are very faded and very just light. They're like a very faint brown, just like a very washed out. And his skin is very pale, as well as covered in spark scars and other pieces of wear and tear. Though brawny, he's probably 55, maybe pushing 60.
Master of the blade.
He approaches you.
Intimidating. I was told from a blacksmith in Pella to search you out. I'm looking to have a specific sword made, one of the style of Southern Seas.
His lips kind of turn into a thin line, and he kind of raises an eyebrow and just goes, "I don't do swords anymore." And turns and he goes back to the forge.
Wait, hang on a minute. You'd at least tell me why.
Kind of sighs, turns around and just goes, "Because I don't want to. Why should I make one for you?"
Well, that's not exactly a question I can answer. Valerie's scratching the back of her neck.
You want a kettle?
But weren't you just making weapons over there?
Horseshoes, kettles, pots, more tools.
there be any price I could offer you? Any job in particular? I really don't have anywhere else to turn to for this job.
Roll persuasion. He looks you up and down.
Oh,
14. Finally rolls where it matters.
He looks up and down and just goes, people wearing that armor are some of the reasons why we all had to cross over here. And you want me to arm you?
What kind of people wearing this type of armor?
Soldiers, the same as any other.
Well, I won't deny the fact that I do consider myself such, to be perfectly honest with you.
You catch him look over your shoulder for a second. Looks back to you again.
don't mind me.
Staring pretty good. It kind of looks past you at something beyond your shoulder for a moment. Tell me one good reason why I should dust off the old tools to forge you something that you can only kill people with. You don't hunt with a sword. You don't put food on the table with a sword.
Well, from my own family values, we learn to protect people with the sword. That's all I yearn to do nowadays. I'm sure you've heard that excuse many times, but it's a creed, and I follow it to my heart's content, and that's nothing but the truth. I only desire to protect those who can't protect themselves.
Ugh. He sits here and waves you away and then goes and sits down. Just goes, you said you have money. You're lucky I have to eat.
Damn, I guess his values can be bought, bitch.
Well, guess that went well. So, you'll do it?
He crosses his arms and just goes, I'll do it. For a price. I don't stock the materials anymore, so you're going to have to bring your own. I guess I'm doing you a favor, keeping you from trying to kill yourself over an open fire, building your own.
That you would be. What would you need?
Metal, mostly.
Well,
Pieces, if you want something fancy. I don't do the engraving work. I also don't do the hilts. You have to get your own ray skins.
Ray skins.
so simply put, you will forge a blade with materials I find you, and that's that.
Something like that, yeah.
Fine by me. I've been on a goose chase for this sword, for months anyway.
Don't you have a hilt already?
I do.
Handled or whatever.
Raises an eyebrow.
Valerie flashes, like, a very pretty engraved Suba.
Might wanna have started with that.
Kind of looks at it very closely and just goes, Very interesting indeed.
Should I leave you to your negotiations?
Maybe.
Alright, that's good. Krugle's gonna head out and like wait. She's like pinching her nose. This is like all the like forge smells and stuff. Like, okay, I'm out.
He'll take it off your hands, Valerie.
Hmm.
And the middle.
I don't think I have metal on me.
Gonna have to go buy some.
Well, where would I buy some?
You could probably go to any mining forgers. Or like a mining guild will sell you some. But really, this isn't a question. This isn't like a side quest. This is a question. What is it going to be made out of?
Hmm. I'd want to say some big old fancy metal, but I don't know how much I'd be pushing the price.
Well, if you want to do mithril, then it would cost 3 times as much, but weigh 1/3 the amount. Nice and light, swift. If you want to make it out of adamantine, then it's wildly more expensive, 100 times even. And it's going to be something that is nigh indestructible, however, as well as does a lot more damage if you ever used it against things that are inanimate, like doors or barricades or other forms of things like that. You don't have to really worry about a piece of metal chipping if it's made of adamantine. Those are really the only 2 choices off the top of my head, is mithril and adamantine. One is strong and durable but expensive. The other one is lightweight, still more expensive. Or just steel.
From the weapon that was discussed in private, I don't think I can make it out of adamantine. Certainly,
I don't
maybe
think you can afford not with the one you want to make. I think you could afford to make a weapon out of adamantine. It's just that's it. That's gonna be it. It would not be enchanted or magical or have any kind of other bonuses besides it's just made out of adamantine.
an adamantine sword.
Adamantine is functionally indestructible. I believe it
Does
also
this like
gives
actually
you,
do like higher? Does it have any bonuses beyond like weighing less?
I believe. Well, adamantine does. Adamantine, I believe, also gives you advantage on attacking things that are like not like
Okay.
inanimate and stuff like that. And I think it also does more damage. It also takes an enchantment very well. Let me see real quick. Adamantine is. Yeah, it depends on what you're making it out of. But it makes it you're basically indestructible. In terms of everything else that involves that, I'm going to say that it also has a benefit if you're fighting things that are... When I say inanimate, I should also perhaps stress, like, automaton. Or, like, constructs and things like that.
I think I want an.
Shouldn't it be the opposite? Any like living creature that's like made of flesh takes more damage, but
Nah,
does
man, you
normal
can get
damage
cut by
to-
a butter knife. Flesh
Die.
is weak.
Exactly. So it does that really well.
It doesn't
No,
super well.
the idea is that a regular sword sucks against like a rust creature or whatever, but an adamantine sword is still good. That's the fucking idea.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's another thing. Adamantine, it's
you're
immune
making-
to like being rusted or what have you and stuff like that. It doesn't count as like iron or steel for like things like heat metal and stuff like that. Like, it doesn't.
Uh-huh.
You know what? I want an adamantine weapon.
Well,
you don't have the cash for it.
Well, I think he has the cash if it's just like there won't be any special benefit beside, like there won't be like, oh, and it can cast scorching ray once per day or something. Like, I just don't think you can afford it. But if you want to go and buy a block of adamantine and come back with it,
I want to go buy a block of adamantine and come back with it.
Okay, what kind is it going to be? A long sword or a great sword?
Great sword.
Gonna be a great sword. Okay, so that's
A great sword. Wait a second. Don't be stepping in my turf. What
I
the
gotta
fuck?
fucking keep I gotta fucking make some room. Yeah, so it's gonna multiply the cost of a great sword is what it's going to do. Oh shit.
How much?
Just great swords are expensive. Great swords are 50 gold.
Great sword. Yeah, great swords are expensive, bro.
Oh my god.
Holy.
A long sword is only 15 gold, but a great sword is 50?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, I made my choice and I'll
I
live with
worked
it.
for this.
You work for this. You work for this. Valerie, how much money do you have? I don't know if you can afford one actually. A great sword.
1,494 gold pieces.
Oh, okay. I think you can swing it then.
Fucked up. Fuck you.
Listen, man, you can get you too could own an adamantine sword for low price of. Let me double check something real quick as well. The good news about having a system in the game where you levels actually cost like specific amounts is that I can actually eyeball exactly how much a thing should cost depending on like what level you're supposed to get it at. Okay, Rinthi. If you drop 1,200 gold pieces, you could afford enough adamantine to make a great sword.
I spent a year waiting for this moment. I'm doing it.
Okay. You go to
Whore.
the ore retailers and you step over and see just a few pieces of ore and you ask them for the good stuff and he goes back to a safe and has to unlock it and it's built into the floor and he hands you it's a pitch black like obsidian block
Jesus.
and it weighs considerably in your hands.
How much does it weigh?
It's a very good question. Well, it's enough to make a great sword, huh? So that would probably be okay. Yeah, this is 10 pounds of metal.
Oh,
It's gonna get
Probably
sheared
a
down
bit
in the
more.
forgery.
Yeah, probably a bit more because it's gonna get sheared down. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, when it's all said and done, it's gonna be a 6-pound greatsword. It's gonna be a bit of a process. So
well, I fork over the money and now I have this, I guess. I guess I bring it back over.
you hand it back off to the man, and he just looks at his ghost.
And then you get mugged on your way back.
You're not kidding, huh?
No, this is the path I decided to take, and regardless of public eye, I'll see my own dreams through.
All right. You have my attention. And the process begins of heating it, folding it, heating it again. The rest of the day is spent with this.
What, does everybody just like spend the day sitting outside the fucking blacksmith waiting for this?
If you want to. That'd be dramatic.
Well,
I mean, Gareth wouldn't.
Valerie's
I have to
curled
be-
up outside the door sleeping.
Oh, no,
I have
no,
to
no,
be
no,
back
Valerie.
at the hotel by 7.
The man looks at you and just says, if you want this, then you're gonna get your hands dirty.
You're really serious about this, huh?
Unstoppable force meets a movable object.
Oh, I'll help you out. What do you need?
His points at the
He like
bellows.
stretches, just getting up from like getting ready to nap.
Roll an athletics check.
Athletics. Big.
Bloody hell, they're
you spend
probably
hours.
actually doing it.
You spend hours of it's essentially smithing. It's the entire afternoon. That being said, it's still a pretty fast process thanks to the fact that you're using adamantine instead of steel.
You know, I used to be a metalsmith, just with fancy things and embroidery.
I see.
No one's
that.
ever put a hammer in my hands before, though.
Your hands are much too delicate, but I appreciate the skill.
Well, considering I make jewelry for the pretentious, they would be.
Laughs. Seems pleased by this comment. Continues to forge and fold and hammer and slowly work your way through the entire block until it is one uniform piece that can finally be hammered out into the proper shape. Hours pass until eventually it's the final section. The quenching. Steam and vapor erupts into the air. As the blade, formerly straight, as soon as it touches the water, it actually bends and folds back and creates that telltale curve that you so crave. It's about 4 feet tall when it pulls it out of the water.
Fucking weeb.
Dripping, tasty, hot, luscious. It's got curves in all the right places, which is to say, one really long curve.
The only one
Just
that
how I like my woman.
Curves in one place. Where's the place?
matters in one place and able to kill anything I touch with it.
But it's finished. It is it's dark. It's still like steel. It has a reflection to it, and it is got a pattern baked into it due to the clay. But it is dark. It's almost black. You can barely just see your own reflection in it, just barely. You're gonna have to do the rest of the process yourself.
Which would be wrapping and handle making.
Yeah, I mean you don't have the pieces though, and he was kind of serious about you're gonna have to go like kill a ray. You're gonna have to hunt a ray if you want the proper ray skin, or a shark.
You're gonna kill fire spray, Ray?
Oh,
there's-
no.
there's
Any
one-
ray?
It's a worthy cause.
Just a ray?
No.
Any ray?
I'll only kill Fire Spray Ray for it if he just becomes the sword and he just talks all the time.
He's a sentient sword now. But yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to hunt an animal essentially.
Well, we are near water, so I could get a shark. Well, I don't think I've ever hunted fish before, let alone something that could kill me in the water.
Valerie's hunting experience is probably nil for the most part. At least
Hey,
in normal
Azri.
sense.
Yes.
You ever killed a shark before?
No, but I know people who have.
You want to try?
Sure.
Gareth immediately says, "I'm leaving this," and Gareth like kind of stands up and he's gonna head out.
Hey,
Well-
I've never hunted a shark.
Well, I have to actually go back to the inn.
I guess we all just waited, huh?
I guess
let me
I
hunt the
wasn't
shark.
planning to, but I mean,
Gareth, you want to play cards? You want to play Dragon Chess?
I guess so.
Outside.
fine. I'll kick your ass.
Or,
All right, roll intelligence.
Let's go.
It's up to you if you went off and did other things. It doesn't matter to me.
No.
but-
We went off and played
we're gonna do
Dragon
it quickly.
Chess.
Nice.
We're gonna quickly do Dragon Chess. 10 gold, by the way.
10 gold.
You can't tell me after I roll what
It's
the
true.
bet is.
It's true. The roll is already in. This one.
Fuck. I
5 gold.
in my defense, I didn't know you rolled.
Valid.
Also, I have an advantage because it's my no. I get my proficiency roll with it. That's
Mhm.
right.
Wisdom or intelligence, your choice.
Shit.
Oh, I got 5
Getting
gold.
a little bit rusty, aren't you? Distracted by those letters?
Perhaps it's. I mean, I didn't learn too much, but except that.
Say what? If I win, you tell me what that's about.
What's what about?
That's the correspondence from your not
So
girlfriend.
so if you win, you want me to give you the letters,
Maybe.
and if I win,
Well, I don't have any special correspondence to give you, but suppose you could have a look at my magic grimoire.
I have no interest in that, and
You
you
could
know
get.
that.
He could get the single room.
Whoa.
You have a single room.
Yeah, we got
Of course
3
I
rooms.
have a single room.
You know what? That would make you uncomfortable, and you know what? That's enough for me. All right, round
shouldn't
2,
have said
baby.
anything.
Brooklyn isn't laughing, but I'm laughing.
I shouldn't have said anything.
All right, hold on,
I told you,
DM steps in. What are the terms of this? Best 2 out of 3?
That's
Start-
2 out of 3. Yeah.
Starting
Yeah.
now.
It's
Starting
all.
now.
No, we've already got a round in. I already
Does
won
this
one
one
round.
already count?
No, sorry now. No,
Yes.
sorry now.
I think it's starting. If we're adding new permissions, I think that we have to start from.
Sorry now, baby. Sorry now. Let's go.
All right, best 2 out of 3.
Ah, fuck. That's an 8. Fuck.
What's 1 to Brewkilt?
That's an 18 for me.
Ooh.
What could possibly distract you so?
Blasted.
You still certain you want to agree to this?
I mean, the letters are of no importance to me, if anyone knows. And Gavin immediately just kind of pulls them out and hands them both to you. And then he immediately stands up and he starts to walk away. I'm DMing it to her.
Sure. You guys are doing it. You're on a bench.
That was
by the
easier
way,
than I
so-
thought.
Oh,
I thought this was
Wow.
even difficult.
To get the letters.
Yeah,
Yeah, she has the
just
letters.
for the reading.
That's cool and all, but when do we get to hunt the shark?
but we should
Oh,
probably
yes.
wait until tomorrow.
Azreen, it's like 5:30 right now.
Okay.
Before
I-
leaving the blacksmith, Valerie turns and thanks the man.
How do you think?
Truly, I appreciate you doing this for me. It means a lot.
Holds up his hand. Don't thank me yet. The work's not done. Besides, you owe more than I think you understand.
What do you mean?
He kind of looks at the blade that's kind of just resting on the desk. You know how to use this?
A sword?
Raises an eyebrow.
Oh, a sword of that. I had a man that taught me a while ago, but I'm still not sharpened in my techniques, not by a long shot. Truly, I'd appreciate if I didn't have to learn by myself, but I
Folds
don't
his
really
arms.
think there's anyone to seek out for that.
He looks up and down. Scratches his chin.
Is this guy gonna become my master?
No. But I might know someone.
Really?
Well, must admit, young lady, I might have had some ulterior motives for accepting your commission. You see, they don't get out much.
Why is that then?
Shrugs.
It.
Maybe I can use you to crack their shell.
Oh, down in spirits, is he? Or her? I don't want to assume.
Something like that. Come back tomorrow. We'll talk more.
For sure.
He hands you the blade.
Valerie takes it and you know what? She actually just holds it because she's like, this thing's gonna cut me, and she doesn't really want to put it anywhere because.
Probably. He'll let you take some cloth to like wrap it up in, but there's no scabbard yet. There's no hand. I mean, there's a tang, but there's no handle proper. There's just like a piece of steel, kind of just like butting off the bottom. That's very squared off.
You can feel it cutting against the cloth it's wrapped in.
Be careful. It turns and goes back to hammering out the horseshoes.
Valerie makes her way out.
Umber seems to really want to go hunting a shark.
I'll hunt the shark because I get something out of it.
Hey, speaking of
I've just
hunting
never
a
hunted a shark.
we
How do we
own.
How do we hunt a shark? Do we like go out there in a harpoon boat?
Kind of,
I
sort
can't
of.
swim. So.
Once again, I am not being part of this.
I'm also
Don't
not
worry.
going.
I'm sure
But
we only
have-
need 3 people for this job.
We
Maybe
have a cloak of like water breathing somewhere. I don't know who has it.
You do.
I
used to have it. I don't have. I think I gave it to Valerie that time they went to the fucking turtle.
Hmm.
I gave it to someone that time. I don't know who has it,
Are you-
but
are
we're
you
supposed to have
sure-
one.
Are you sure you didn't sell it?
Hmm.
I think you sold it.
I don't
Yeah,
think I was
sure.
ever given it because I remember I had to piggyback on Azarine because I forgot how to swim for a minute.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I remember you guys having it, but
Oh, maybe I
think it
sold.
got
Maybe I sold it afterwards.
Which is fine.
I
That's
could-
understandable.
possible.
I could lure it
wondering
to
if
the
somebody has it.
surface.
That would
just-
be helpful. Well, we'll leave it to a majority vote between the 3 of us. Would we rather go out on a boat of some sort or have Azarine do it the easy way?
Well, we'd have to go out on a boat regardless, because
Oh.
I mean, sharks typically stand in deeper waters, especially when a seal population is very high.
That's how much I know about them.
Thought process. What if I just tie, like,
Can't wait to see
rope,
where this is going.
strong rope
I'm
to
so
an arrow,
fascinated.
and then shoot
Fighting
it,
a freaking megalodon, we're gonna die.
and then
You'd have to find a shark first.
no, I know, but you know,
Well, there's boats around here, so we might as well ask around.
what if I just shot it, and then let it drag us around?
I mean, it's just an animal. You
I'm
can-
not recreating Jaws.
I would like to.
Go find a boat, steal a boat, charter a boat.
Yeah.
Are we stealing or are we chartering?
Oh boy.
No, we're
Harder.
buying one. We're not animals.
All right, 10 gold.
Well,
Okay.
We'll be back in time for
Someone else
7,
pay for the
Depends on how
Mhm.
good you hunt.
right?
If you die, I'm not going to be doing the show for you.
Well,
Oh.
And
I'll be
with
back.
that, Gareth leaves.
Umber's a professional hunter, probably, maybe.
Someone else fork up the 10 gold.
I'm a professional.
Do you want
I
me to
can-
do it?
Yeah.
This is your
Great.
challenge,
Marco.
Valerie.
I fork over the 10 gold.
You've already failed, Valerie.
The old man takes the boat, takes the gold, and just looks at the boat. It's a big old boat. It's not like a rowboat. It's a big old boat for doing some fishing in. And just goes, "Good luck," and it walks off and lies down.
We're gonna fucking die.
He looks at Gareth and Brookhill. They're gonna die.
Any
it's-
advice?
Nope.
It's just a shark. It's just a regular shark. You guys are just.
Garrus back. I know that.
What's a
And
shark gonna do?
I mean-
There's like dragons
There's
and
something the
stuff. It's
people of
just
the
a shark.
southern seas aren't fucking telling
They
us.
can
There's,
do
these,
a lot.
there's fucking Asian sharks out there, and they're like triple the size of a regular shark.
I mean, sharks don't typically enjoy the taste of human flesh unless they're starving. But might I
they
remind
will
you,
still attack you.
Seda are. But like, need I remind you, Seda are part fish.
Umber pushes the boat out into the water.
Umber goes, I'm not, and then gets in the
She
boat.
jumps in the boat while she's pushing it.
You go out to sea a little ways. You can still see the shoreline. I don't think anybody's proficient enough in boat to get that far, frankly.
Unless I am.
Can you drive? Can
I
you
mean, I
drive
can
a
swim there.
sea vessel? No. This is a vehicle proficiency. Are you proficient
No.
in sea
No.
vessels?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So,
Absolutely not. I don't need a boat.
So nobody can drive the boat.
No. No clue how boat works.
That's okay. Roll survival. check.
Who's rolling for this?
I'll roll
check.
survival.
Someone has
Umber
to
would
roll.
totally try. Succeed.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's a single sail boat. You get it up, you get it going. It seems to catch the wind enough to get you a little bit out to the waters, and then you pull the sail back down so you don't drift too far. You lay out an anchor so you don't go too drifting. But yeah, out in the water, you immediately see absolutely lurid colors of pinks and orange
Easy.
and blue coral reefs.
Well,
And
if this
so-
is the last
hundreds
thing we
of
ever
fish.
see, if
You
this
just
is the
hear a
last thing we ever see,
splash.
it's quite pretty.
Yeah, I like it. Oh,
Adrian's gone.
did you jump?
As we
Cool,
go.
jump in with a shark.
There's schools of fish that go past, and a few flounders and octopus immediately ducks underneath some of the shells.
Oh, cute. Do I see any sharks underwater?
Roll a nature check, or an animal handling check, or a survival check, or an investigation check. Just for the record, what's Brookild and Gareth doing on the shore? This
You
is
have one
They-
guess. If you didn't guess
Yeah,
arguing, you're wrong.
arguing. I was gonna say
Yeah.
mimosas. I mean, this is the beach
Oh,
episode.
Okay, it's a
Okay, it's a beach episode. Well, okay, so let's-
a tavern.
Yeah, this is like a
right now,
beach.
'cause- Because after reading those letters, he's like, I need a drink.
Okay, just to clarify, I mean, yeah, just to clarify, this is like it's a beach, and there's some harbor there as well. There's a open air bar that's just like on the boardwalk with several people.
As
in
as
floral
long
shirts.
as it's not close, as long as it's not close to the water.
You can sit with your back to the water. you face the bar and just pretend it's not there. But about 50 feet
Gareth,
behind.
you're
there's some
surrounded by
benches.
ocean.
I'm
I
gonna
know that.
hand him back his letters.
And I hate
Thanks
that.
for the room,
Well,
by the way.
Did you find what you wanted?
Oh
with
yeah,
these
you're
letters?
screwed. And single.
She's not my girlfriend, Brunhild.
Very cold woman. I'm surprised.
She is not.
So professional.
That's the cellar.
Yes, I'll have a mimosa, please. Thank you.
I'll just have rum, I suppose.
A shark.
I mean, you saw her mention Ace, and you saw him in Queen's Landing. I mean, that should be obvious to you.
What should be obvious to me?
You know what? Never mind.
Never mind, huh?
Gareth is like, damn, okay, I guess she can't understand every single social situation. And just takes a sip.
Take a good sip.
It's not that she doesn't get it. She wants him to say it. It's different.
What are we fighting? What is that?
And anyways, I mean, other than your insight into my personal life, which is incorrect, what else did you learn anything valuable from these letters?
Oh yes, yes, you are super screwed. Like way more screwed than any of us. I can't believe she'd ask you to turn yourself in. How cruel.
I mean, from her eyes, it might seem like the most logical thing, which then would make the most sense for her to ask me to do. I mean, to be fair, I did turn myself in at the time.
Yes, much to our chagrin.
Yes.
Well, you're planning on
But
doing that one again?
I mean, I would prefer not to. I
You're
mean,
gonna disappoint your girlfriend like that. She's not gonna
not
take it
my,
well, you know.
not my girlfriend. Two, when I spoke with Otto, he told me to do what I thought was right, and if I believed that I was innocent, to not turn myself in, and I would take his word over hers.
Hmm. And you really think you're innocent? I mean,
I do
I
not
suppose you've
believe
done nothing wrong in the eyes of the Inquisition.
I do not believe that I caused an explosion, and then the apparent, well, not apparent, the
Oh, right, that's what we're being accused of. Yes, I forgot.
yes, that is what we were being. Did you forget that, Dwarf?
In my defense, I was in jail for an actual crime.
Yes, no. If I have my way, I will still imprison you once this is all over.
How sweet. I'll be looking forward to it.
There's
As will I.
screaming from the ocean.
They're probably going to die, aren't they?
Yeah.
Azreen, make a dexterity check for me, please.
What am I gonna do with the extra room?
I mean, it's. Oh no! Wait, we had 3 rooms.
Oh,
That's right.
As you see it way off in the distance. there's
We'll,
just,
we'll let Claus have it.
Like Claus have it. You see a boat, and then Umber and Valerie are looking over the side, and then Azreen comes shooting up out of the water, like arcing over it like a fish, and then a giant shark comes shooting up out of the water, intercepts her in midair in its jaws, and then disappears below the water surface.
I will go swimming down.
I heard Azreen.
I can't swim, Valerie. I can't swim, Valerie.
I can.
Go.
Azreen,
I'm up in here. There's water
I think
everywhere.
your mic might be off. I hear you screaming in the other room, but not on mic.
Hi.
So who jumps
I
in the
think
water?
I jump in the water.
I think I went so high pitched that
You did,
you
I
couldn't
heard
hear me
like
over my-
a weasel screaming. I was like, that must be her. Yeah,
Weasel.
Valerie and Umber look at each other, and then Valerie dives in the water. Valerie making an athletics check to swim. On the bottom of the water, it's only about like 12 to 15 feet deep. It's not like super deep. You see a large shark-like creature.
The shark has arms.
It has like frog legs and frog arms, and it's just like swinging Azreen back and forth like a chew toy.
So it's a sea.
And you swim down to meet it. Roll initiative.
Are you gonna stab it in the eye?
Roll attack. Roll initiative, and then roll attack. Everybody in this cacophony, please roll initiative.
Oh wait, do I need to click on our?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it's okay.
Really
Okay.
like that you guys are just going to hit through hell like a couple hundred meters and we're just sitting there sipping mimosas like
Sipping mimosas
oh
on
yeah,
the
what a
beach.
shame. Give the room to Claus.
Claus is on the beach, just going
You wanna float?
on the water, just like pacing back and forth. As
You know what? I will, I guess.
You slice into it, carving pretty fucking deep. Apparently, okay. Give me another 10 slashing. Wow. Okay, you carve into its. Let's say you get like its upper shoulder. You almost sever its left arm. And it does release Azarine, and a few bubbles escape as well. And it kind of looks up at you and opens its mouth as well, kind of breathing in and breathing out water pretty quickly. You can see its cheeks, what counts as cheek, and gill kind of fluttering angrily at you. It is
Final Fantasy X fighting underwater music.
it is Umber's turn.
Can I see it?
Yeah, you can see it. It's pretty clear water.
Shit. Do bow travel through water?
Yes.
Do
but-
arrow
yeah,
water?
There's actually rules for that. Piercing attacks work totally fine underwater, but they're at half their distance. You're the distance.
How
half.
far is the shark from me?
15 feet. To the
Oh,
floor.
I can hit that.
Okay.
Shoot
Easily.
80 feet downwards, or I guess like 60 feet downwards.
Umber has the
50?
equivalent of like a sniper rifle for
Yeah, I can shoot that 100%.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think your range is like 120 feet or something. There's no fucking.
Has
way
it? Has it taken damage? It's taken damage.
It
Yeah.
has. It took 10 points of slashing
Okay.
damage. Its arm looks like it's almost about to come off.
Oh!
That's not. I'm afraid that doesn't hit. Do you have like a second?
I'm not
attack or
used.
something, or-
I'm not
Your
used
fraction
to
is
water
difficult,
fight.
man.
Yeah. I think what happens?
No.
Valerie's holding her breath, fighting underwater, and an arrow goes zoom, whizzes right by her and embeds itself in the floor.
Umber like
Umber, you
curses.
see Valerie with
Curses.
wide eyes look up towards the boat.
Umber just like she just curses.
It is the shark's turn. And it's going to make an attack
Oh.
action against Valerie.
No.
It gets a
Garrett
15.
kind of like squints out.
Doesn't hit me.
He looks over. He's like, "Yeah, no, see, look, they're about to die right over there."
It lunges forward and it bites onto you, and there's just a loud like ping sound as it like bites around your torso, but like your chest piece is blocking it. Your armor's too good.
Shoulder check it off of me.
It is Azarine's turn.
Because I am a mer person, water doesn't
That's
affect my fighting skills, so I am at full advantage.
Oh, interesting.
So
If you use slashing or bludgeoning weapons underwater, they're usually at disadvantage. But if you're using piercing, totally fine. But apparently you can.
no, because it's as a
Yeah.
mer person.
I'm clarifying your cool bonus as to why you're
Okay.
different. You're built different.
Let's see. I'm built different.
Built different, and people have to know. So
I
you
have to.
go
I want to.
swimming by.
All right. So I'm going to use a. Well, first I'm gonna do my chakram. Wow.
Okay.
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 A chakram comes flying up out of the water and then lands, and it actually just lands perfectly on Umber's horn, like you're throwing rings
I
at a
swear to
dartboard.
God.
Can I have that back? Well, no, I didn't throw it.
Okay, fine. Don't be funny.
I didn't. Sorry.
Yeah, fine. Ruin my comedy.
Ruin my comedy. No, I mean it comes back around.
Alright, well-
She can turn her head and immediately falls back into the water and back into your hand.
Right.
12. 12 does hit. Yes.
All right. I'm gonna use a dancer's harmony for promenade hesitation. First that.
Just 3
Roll.
points of slashing damage.
1d8, 8, 9, 10. So 11 points of damage.
Okay. What are you attacking?
And then I
specifically?
I guess the arm.
Okay.
And then I get 8 points to my armor class
Okay.
until the start of my next turn.
Well, as you slice your chakram through the water, it actually it cleaves into the soft sinew remaining of this frog-like arm, and it severs it, and it goes floating free, with a little bit of blood trailing behind. And the shark kind of opens its mouth a few times in pained surprise. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
It's the shark's turn? No, the shark already went. That is Umber, I believe. Then no, back to the other one.
Valerie.
Valerie.
So I actually, because of class change, I completely forgot that I can attack twice.
Good to know.
So I'm gonna do that. 13 and an 8.
They both hit.
The 8 hits? Because you said I get disadvantage.
Oh, that's right, because you're using a slashing weapon underwater. I'm afraid it doesn't hit.
I will nerf myself.
I understand.
But-
Thank you for playing fair.
Her longsword hit the first one though, because you said 13.
Oof. Yep, that's yep. 13 does. Its AC is 12.
Okay.
It's tough skin, but it's nothing to write home about. Takes 11 points of damage, and it goes, ow. And it's very pained by this, and it seems very perturbed at the turn.
Just
of events.
realize that I'm a human, or an elf at least. I don't have lungs made out of I like water.
No, you're probably going to be. I believe you can only hold your breath a number equal to your Constitution modifier in terms of minutes, but that's still quite a whiles away. But you are fighting and exerting. Even if it was.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
still
What
have
about
some time.
exerting? Yeah.
My
I was gonna
Constitution
say.
modifier is 2.
Well, then you can hold your breath. I'd say probably for a minute fighting, if that. But even that is a significant amount of
rounds?
time. I'll go check the real rules later, but I'm fairly
Yeah,
sure
a
if you're
minute-
fighting,
minute
we'll
is-
say halved your Constitution modifier. So a minute is still pretty long. I think you haven't been fighting that long. 11 points of damage is a lot of damage. It looks like it's going to flee, and it will. It will attempt to flee.
No.
You get attacks of opportunity.
Attack.
It's not smart enough to quote unquote take the dash. It's going to take the dash action. It doesn't take the 8's not hit him.
I think I can only attack once on opportunity.
Do I also get attack of opportunity since I'm right there?
Yep, you do.
All
right.
That's a
Umber can as well. That's not their usual rules, but this is I think their atmosphere.
22.
That does hit. 5 points of slashing damage.
Uh,
Well, that's fine because if you, what happens is you slash into it and kind of like slowly stops moving, and then an arrow just like hits the back of it anyway, and it slowly just goes limp and floats through the water and starts to slowly float to the surface.
Well, he swims up, taking a very deep breath. Hey, we did it! I don't think that's how you're supposed to hunt sharks.
Nope. Ow.
don't
we
you still
gonna
need to
get this
collect
in the
it?
boat?
I feel like a rag doll.
Yeah.
You were a great ragdoll, though.
That was
It
the
was
worst.
great.
Well,
the worst.
because it saw you as a prey item, it decided to fight us instead of run away. Or swim away.
Maybe it
Well,
thought we also wanted dinner.
well, you got what you needed, right?
More than what I needed, I just needed the skin. Well, you know what? We have food.
We would have anyway.
Well, I don't think I've ever eaten a shark before.
Right.
It slowly begins to float away.
Wait,
I'll go get it. I
the
get
worst
it, and I
part.
bring it back to the boat.
Okay.
All right, let's go back.
Roll a perception check.
Oh no.
No, it's our shark. Fuck off.
Azarine and Valerie, mostly for Azarine, but Azarine, please make a strength.
Oh, do I need a perception check?
No. Just
Why?
Okay.
I don't wanna. Okay, never mind.
okay. Because from behind, Valerie and Umber see something coming towards you through the water. There's like a wake forming, and there's a large black dorsal fin that breaches the surface and comes right towards you. As a large black and white creature opens its mouth and tries to just take that bite of carcass right out of your hands, but you quickly push aside and dive out of the way and keep this animal for your own. As a large orca tries to take your kill.
Nor?
What?
Hey, you big fat jerk! Get out of here!
Sophie's
Valerie,
making, like,
I would
frog
keep
noises.
Valerie,
Yes,
I
yes.
would keep the comments to yourself.
You see, it also has large arms and legs like a toad or a tadpole halfway through.
I would keep the comments to yourself.
You throw the large fish into the side of your fishing vessel and climb onto it yourself. Tail for turning back into legs.
Orca don't like to play nice very much.
Apparently not.
I mean, I could have told you that.
What kind of shark has arms?
True.
You've never seen a shark with arms?
No, not in artwork anyway.
Never seen
And
a
4 eyes?
shark.
No.
I mean, this is standard.
Just to be clear,
That's standard?
it's like a hammerhead shark, except it has like 4 stalks instead of like the 2 for its eyes.
I mean, I'm sure it'll do. I guess we bring it back to land, and I'm a carve its skin off.
Okay.
Carve that bitch.
Roll a nature. Well, it's gonna need a nature.
You want to
check or
get
a
someone to do
survival
that
check.
for you instead?
Monster Hunter, I have +4 in survival.
I'm
Oh.
proficient in survival.
Yes.
Huh.
10.
Okay, that's not a very good job. You get a lot of the guts out, but you have trouble getting a full piece of the leather you would need. Leather, fish skin, in order to get a wrapping set. Just some tough stuff. Don't really have the right tools for the job.
The rolls have been really bad tonight. Besides fighting, they're always fine when I'm fighting.
You want to ask someone to do it for you?
Oh, hey. Yeah, I made it.
Yeah, maybe we could flag something
I do
down.
not
Barely.
think you would. Yeah, no, you don't look well. Are you sure you're still going to be able to make the performance? And Garrett kind of looks up at the sun. Hey, DM, what time is it?
It's like 6:30.
You do know
be
it's
fine.
about to be 7.
Would I be able to just fork over some gold to like a local and be like, you can get skin for me?
Oh, I'm sure, but I mean, Umber's here.
Thanks, Gareth. I'll meet you guys back at the inn. And she just bolts.
Hey,
See ya.
Umba, you know how to skin
I mean, it's like Garrett just kind of looked at
Yeah.
like she does know she has like a chunk missing out of her shoulder, right? Like,
I'm not sure if she does.
It's not very.
Did I take any damage from that?
No, you didn't take any damage.
Oh, wait,
Okay.
I thought she did.
Oh, she
thought she
got
got grabbed.
snatched and shooked, but she didn't take any damage. She got grappled, is what she got.
The teeth. I'm gonna assume damage, even if it doesn't do a numerical thing.
You have the equivalent of so you laid on your side. There's like the indentations of teeth, but there's nothing.
Chicken
else.
glamour it. It's fine.
Didn't break the skin. You have some bruises. Oh, that's another thing. It doesn't really have like teeth. This shark. It's more.
What the fuck?
It's got like a ridge-like beak almost, as opposed to.
A weird shark.
Yeah,
I mean, so long as its skin is good for a sword.
Oh yeah, probably. Umber, you want to give us a survival check or a nature check?
Yes, I do.
Basically, if anybody's proficient in any of those, then you can give it a shot.
15.
That'll work. With Umber's assistance, you're able to carve off enough of a section to be worthwhile, and dry it, skin it, give it a good juice before it's able to be used for what you want to use it for. The rest of the meat's yours. If you want, you can probably get 3 rations out of it.
Yummy. I'll get 3 rations out of it. Considering I only have.
A shark's a
Garrett.
big creature.
Garrett's
Like, I mean, I would assume more than 3 rations.
Well, not all of it's useful meat.
Yeah, usually
Yeah,
you don't.
I guess.
First of all, you don't eat predator, but also like not all bits of like, especially fish, are edible.
A lot of it's cartilage, bone.
Now,
People
do I need
eat
anything
sharks.
else for this handle?
No, I mean I like wood, but I'm not gonna like. I don't know, unless you're gonna go be like, I need to go chop down like arch trees or something to like make.
Unless
the
you
most
make
exquisite. We need like wrapping as well. You have to get some cloth, but all that stuff like is incidental unless you have some kind of very specific piece you want to use. I'm gonna be like, well, 5 silver for the cloth to wrap it with, and some brass they could provide.
To make this go by quicker, could I just say I went over to the smith and just asked for all this?
Oh, I mean, there's stores all around here that sell these various things in their own form. Just mark down 5 silver for me for the remaining incentives.
Okay. So this sword.
Speaking of sword,
The sword should be
or-
done, right?
In
speaking
theory,
of stores and stuff, Gray,
yeah.
what's there to buy?
There is some new stuff, but I'm afraid I don't have a store ready for you to look through. I know, I'm a busy man. I had to write your fucking letters. But yeah, there is some new stuff. Namely, there's a few more consumable items, and there's also there's actually a couple of healing potions. However, they cost 60 each.
Damn,
Would you like
that's
to-
some sick inflation.
I know. I mean, they'll tell you. They'll straight up say like, trade with Gracia Tepel is basically grinding to a halt. And they're the people that make these. It's up to you though. I mean, you can wait and see, but there's only the 2 in stock. So, but yeah, there'll be some other stuff later. A few consumables. You look around. You see a few potions. You see like some small silver balls and like a pouch that kind of has a strange symbol on it. It looks goblin in nature. There's a few other things as well, but I'll give you details at some point after we finish it, probably. Is there anything else? Valerie, just give me a sleight of hand check. I mean, I'm assuming you're gonna do the rest yourself.
Yeah, I guess I do the wrapping myself.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Oh, my sleight of hand is bad, but
Yeah, well, You want to convince me of another skill? I don't really know if there is another one to convince me of, but
let me. Maybe performance.
no. Well, why? Tell me why. Convince me.
No, not perform. Like, I could really only argue like maybe like wisdom or history.
Oh yeah, I'll take that.
No, either wisdom or history.
Sure. I mean, it makes sense to me. Knowledge. to actually do the technique. I think you kind of head back to the hotel. I mean, unless anybody has anything else they'd like to do out on the town. I think Gareth goes shopping, and we can take care of that later. And if anybody else goes as well, we can do
Just
that.
gonna kill that mimosa.
And kill
Why are my rolls so
you
fucking
slam that
awful?
mimosa. Yeah, I mean, Valerie is back at the hotel, and she's trying to get there's just cloth everywhere, and she's trying to wrap the handle. I don't know if who watches the performance?
Garrett's looking just more around, just like.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Anyone like staring at him?
Roll a perception check, my dear friend Gareth.
All right. Oh no, perception.
You catch somebody in a large black cloak who does seem to be watching your party with intent. Not necessarily specifically you, but when you kind of lock onto them, they kind of immediately turn and go back to browsing bread.
Garrett's gonna try to follow on purpose. He's gonna go towards that person.
Okay.
He's going towards that person.
Do you do so in a stealthy nature?
I mean, if I could, I'm not gonna yell and immediately sprint towards him. I'm just gonna walk.
You walk through the stalls and walk around the people trying to sell you some things and the grocery store.
And I want to. Well, the other thing is I want to make sure I keep a sight on him, an eyesight on, like a beat on him, so he can't just disappear unless if he stealths out of there.
Well, roll a. Actually, no. This is something that I have. There's stats for this, and I should probably use them.
Oh no!
There's rules for this.
Because the moment I start to lose him, I will break into a sprint.
Okay. You turn around the stalls and try and find him, and by the time you reach where he is, or he or she or whatever, they're gone.
Damn it all! Garrett's immediately trying to look to see if we can relocate them.
Give me another perception check.
Okay. Come on!
No, they're gone.
Ah!
Sorry.
Damn it!
I'll kill you! Yeah, they're gone. Whoever they were and whatever they were doing, they're gone by the time you head over there and you try to look around and see, but this is
Garrett
too
goes to the
many
person
people.
with manning the stall. He's like, "Did you see a person in a black coat? Looking at your wares. Do you know which way they went?"
He shrugs and just goes, a bunch of people in cloaks. They sell the bread. Not in the business of shooting people after one another, believe it or not. Buy some bread or keep on moving.
Garrett keeps on moving.
And the guy
And
goes,
he's
damn, nobody ever buys the bread.
I mean, if he could give me better information, I'll buy the bread.
Do you try to bribe this man?
I mean, would some coin would buying some bread joggle your memory, sir?
It's been known to happen.
Garrett, buy some bread.
He hands over a loaf. 5 gold. It's good bread.
This bread better have gold on the inside.
I guess it is good bread. And he hands him 5 gold.
He points behind the stall. There's an alleyway.
Thanks, and he immediately just hurries through the stall now.
Okay.
No more stealth. He's going for it.
The four of you all watch Gareth take off down the alleyways of the city.
Weird.
Azarine bolted, for the end.
Azarine's gone. So now Valerie, Umber, and Rugil see Gareth immediately bolt towards after someone or thing, or you don't know. But you can try to follow him. Or not.
Yeah, it's up to you guys. Gareth seems to be on the hunt, but it's up to you if you want to pursue or if you want to return back to the hotel or do anything else. The world's your oyster.
Valerie is frustration crying.
Valid.
Do you need help?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Umber,
I don't know what
need
you're
your
doing
help
either, but
hunting.
Umber chases after Garrett.
Yeah.
Why is this the car this pod? It's just stupid skin.
Brugel stays back and she's rubbing Valerie's neck. Saying, it's okay. I'm sure that nice Smith can help you with it.
It's okay.
You never ever see Valerie just actually just fucking tear up before.
She says it's okay. And she takes another sip of her mimosa.
It's like, do you want a drink? Would that help?
She's holding that, and then the rest of Garrett's Mai Tai.
No, I don't think being
Can I
drunk.
hand her the rest of Garrett's rum? Here, have some of this.
I don't think being drunk is going to help this process go any faster.
What are we doing? What are you trying to do?
Trying to traditionally wrap the handle of this sword.
Okay, wait. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and just roll a history check and just
Sure.
take it away, DM.
Let's see if you
Look.
can big dick it.
They're expensive objects.
They are.
They are a symbol of prestige.
You probably
They are.
brokered a few.
I might have broken a few.
Might have
Let's
sold
see
a
that.
few.
Yeah!
Damn. But Brookhild has never done it before, but she's seen it done.
I think this
Finished
spot goes.
product,
I think
too.
you put this one over. See, like this. I think. Do you have a paper and a pencil?
Yes, I always have a paper and pencil.
Brooklyn's gonna like scribble some stuff, and they're just like just going through. Here. I think this one goes that way,
Okay.
and then you have to make sure that they don't cross, but you wrap it over. And she just starts fiddling with stuff. She's gonna help Valerie wrap her
Through
sword.
the sniffles, you two attempt to assist in them.
I'm a mother to Valerie for a few minutes.
Azarina, while people are kind of out doing their own thing, I'm not actually sure where Valerie and Brookhill are. I'm not sure if they're at the hotel. This is probably nearby regardless. It doesn't really
in a room.
But yeah, Gareth and Umber, can you give me survival checks if you are hunting?
You
out?
got it, boss.
Or investigation.
Oh,
I'll take
God.
either.
Nation, I can. Is that better? That is better for me. Please. Whatever your highest is.
10.
10. All right, give me.
But can I also send claws overhead?
Oh shit.
You can. I think that you're gonna have to burn a speak with animals because he doesn't have the details that you do, and you don't have like a scent to give him or anything. It's not like there's a.
Well, he's a bird. I will.
Okay. I think if you burn speak with animals, you can say I'm looking exactly for blank, and he can be more precise.
Yeah, man in a black
I'm looking
cloak.
for Red Man and whatever Red Man's following.
Man in black cloak. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I don't know that, but I know what Red Man looks like, and Garrus Red Man.
Well,
You hunt strangest things, and Claus unfurls his wings and takes up to the rooftops above.
all right. Well, with my 17 though.
With your 17, give me an athletics check. You see the tail of a cloak around the corner as it disappears, and you are having trouble
Athletics.
keeping up.
Oh, fuck.
You disappear in the corner, and alleys have turned into crossroads. You look left, you look right. You don't really know where you've gone too slow. But overhead, you see claws that scratch as he jumps from rooftop to rooftop and seems to be on the hunt. And then shortly after the griffin, or rather the hippogriff, you see Umber jump across the rooftop as well.
Garrett's gonna call out. I'm looking for a man in a black cloak.
Umber nods and relays the information to Claus.
Claus. All right, give me. Claus has a character
Can't be
sheet.
too far.
Yeah, he
So-
does.
He's gonna give me an investigation or a perception check, or
What you good at, Claus?
I think he has keen senses. I think he has advantage on perception checks.
He does. Advantage on wisdom. Perception checks.
Gonna find them, bro.
22.
Advantage 22. Let's go.
He's
My
the
fucking
hippogriff's
bird, dude.
its ear feathers twitch and move, and it turns to the left and immediately darts down one of the. It's following on the rooftops, but it looks into the alleys and it seems to be looking and chasing after something. And you have the hunt again. Both of you roll athletics or acrobatics.
Athletics, please. Let's go.
Okay.
Not this time, you son of a bitch.
At the end of an
18.
alleyway, you turn the corner and you see a person standing, and they have a large black trench coat on with a hood drawn up. And they're looking left and they're looking right, and they look like they're up. They're looking at like the fence above, and they look like they're about to kind of like try and jump. And they turn around and look at you, and they clap their hands
Yep.
together.
Oh no.
They're an alchemist.
What?
And you're going to have to make a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Both of us?
No, just
Or
Garrett.
no, this is me.
Nice, because I'm on the fucking
Fuck!
roof.
God
Okay.
damn it!
You are knocked backwards and prone by blast of wind or thunder, it's hard to tell, as a spell rings out down the hall, and you are thrown back and you bounce against the wall. You take an amount of damage.
A lot of damage.
Oh, wait a minute. I have... What am I doing? I have dice rolling things for a reason. You just love it. You love it when I roll the dice in front of you.
I'm like a little
Oh
monkey.
no.
Like a little monkey.
I clap. Oh! You see, like,
What the
Garrett,
fuck?
like, cough up blood as he's trying to stand back up.
But you do stand back up. And that...
I do stand back up.
Damn, that surprises them. They kind of like... Their hands kind of fall apart for a second. They're kind of like... And they kind of like...
And he
shrug.
immediately starts barreling down again.
Damn, okay. Roll an athletics check. They just turn and run and they start trying to climb.
Well,
Athletics,
I can shoot
please.
them though.
You could.
Don't shoot.
Umber will
Don't,
get an
not
action.
yet.
Umber gets an action.
Don't shoot them just
Get
yet.
him in the leg.
No,
Well, I'm
you
not
can
gonna
do.
shoot to kill.
What does Umber do?
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. You know what? Like, hey, Garrett might chastise you later, but I mean,
He literally tried to
You think I care?
Garrett's going
True.
to chastise her no matter what she does. So like,
I rolled a 16. Oh,
16
Do I get
athletics.
advantage because he's climbing something? So he can't really dodge.
Let me think about
And
it.
I have the high ground.
You have the high
Yeah,
ground.
I have
don't
the high
think the
ground.
high
in it.
You have the high
You have
ground.
the high ground. You have your hippogriff. You're in the hunt mode. Yeah, I mean, I think that you can have advantage because I also think that you have been kind of watching this whole time, like
He's
needing
fucking
to
dead.
shoot rather than just. Like,
This man is dead.
And as a bonus action, I cast Hail
What
of
was lag
Thorns.
off? You mistook your bow for a shotgun.
Hey! This wound don't.
I
this
just
might
want his
actually be
leg
a
gone.
friend. This might be actually your friend. No, not the leg gone. Wait a second.
Jesus, you're gonna rip his leg off!
Make a deck save, motherfucker.
9. What does that mean? What happens? What happens when they fail? Do you take this leg?
He takes half damage.
No, he failed.
I mean, he failed, so he takes full damage, 17 damage. Give me your leg.
oh my god, 10 plus.
I
7.
want to shoot him through the little calf or little thigh, you know.
Is 17.
You
I'm just
I
aiming
can
to
kill.
maim.
I can kill.
I can kill. Go lower.
Yeah.
Go lower. Go for that.
10. I mean, you do
Yeah,
17
so-
points of piercing damage. And
Right through his calf.
An arrow goes thum, and right through the back of his knee, and it pins.
No,
to
his calf.
His calf, and it comes out the other side and actually pins into the wooden fencing.
Oh yeah, I could have just aimed for his clothing.
God damn it!
And
You
you just
permanently.
You barely hear Umber mumble that from above you. You just hear, "Oh, the clothing."
Is it not
Oh
good to
my
kill?
God.
I do not understand. We go to maim, correct?
Umber nods at Claus.
Please don't have the bird fucking attack. I think we caught him.
This man will be in a wheelchair for the rest of his life.
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
got it.
god.
It's not true. There aren't wheelchairs here.
He's gonna roll disadvantage to try and scale this wall with acrobatics.
Whoa, doesn't Garrett?
There's no way.
He does not
Roll
beat
my
Gareth's
athletics.
score, which means that he is grappled by Gareth. Gareth jumps up.
I
and
hope this
grabs
isn't
him
your
by the ankle.
girlfriend.
Yeah, Gareth, you jump up and you grab him. You can grab him by the ankle,
I grab him by the ankle.
and it's over. Do you just yank him down, or what do you do?
Well, I need to be.
He's pinned in with the arrow,
Yeah, he's
yanking
pinned
him
in
down
with
would
the
be
arrow.
fucking gross.
Pull that hood off his head.
It went through his fucking leg, so.
I mean, it's not.
Hey, if
pinned
that's
in
your
that far.
girlfriend, it's
only-
not my fault.
It's only embedded like a centimeter. It's a hunting arrow. It's not like through the other side and in the concrete. There's not an old lady eating dinner on the other side of the wall that just saw an arrow come shooting through her cement wall or anything. It's just it's vaguely.
But I mean, like.
It'll hurt.
Okay, so I can pull them off.
Oh,
without
yeah,
pulling
do it.
The arrow
Come on.
through. Okay.
Hell yeah.
I pull them off, but with the arrow, so like the
Oh.
arrow's still in their leg.
Fine. You yank them off the
Oh.
wall and there's a yelp and a pain and they fall and they just kind of fall.
I'm grappling them.
And you grapple them hard. Okay, what does that mean? Do you create bridal style or
Big ol'
like into
leg.
the ground? Like you let me read you your rights.
Bridal style grapple. That's how I want to be grappled on my wedding day.
My god.
Bridal.
No, Garrett. No,
Crap.
they're like he's like propping, like he has like arms like through, like hooking their like arm, like over, like not over, like under their armpit, right?
Mhm.
Hooking them up straight, like so, standing still. But like he is like kind of hooking them through. And he's gonna pull down the hood.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, you recognize this face.
Oh no, who is it? What did I do?
They're a compatriot of yours. They're
Which
quite,
one?
They're
What?
female,
Give me the. Oh no.
and you pull down their
They're a
Oh,
little bit
no.
blue.
No,
Oh,
they're not a
no.
little bit blue actually.
They're not a little bit blue.
Last time you saw this individual was at Fort Dolahan,
Oh.
Oh shit! Wait a second. Wait a second.
and they spit in your face.
Oh.
Oh, so they are bad? Umber just calls
Not
down.
bad. No, they're not.
Are they bad?
And then they
God, I wish that
pass
were
out
me.
from the pain.
Gareth,
Shit.
are they bad?
Bad. No, they're one of my lieutenants.
Not my problem, and Umber leaves.
No, wait.
Umber, you know what?
Tell
I'm
me
glad.
first aid.
What? First aid for a lieutenant of the Inquisition?
Yeah.
Umber spits on the ground and leaves.
Would you not do first aid for me?
No.
Umber falters.
Claus looks confused, but will default to you. Claus is like, well, shall we finish them?
What, Gareth too?
They would be they're an elf, right?
Yep, it's a female sky elf.
Yeah, it's Charlotte. Yeah, okay.
You see Umber to Claus go, oh, I wish that were the case. And she drops down from the building.
Okay. Slide down the side and kick off and go back and forth until you hit the ground.
And why should I save her? Clearly she's causing nothing but trouble here. Imagine how many young children there are that have been chastised or forced to hide because of what they can do.
She's not friends with the Okay, how do I put this?
Umber raises an eyebrow.
No, okay, she joined the Inquisition just so she could do magic like that.
So she joined so she could use magic to make it so everybody else cannot?
Oh, great. So she's not just with the Inquisition, she's a corrupt Inquisition.
I was gonna say,
No,
so she's a
no.
hypocrite.
Well,
Just did it so she had
Gareth
like a
puts
pass.
his foot in his mouth Durand.
Just help me heal her. That's all I'm asking for.
Umber,
I'll owe you later. How's that?
yeah, Umber gives Gareth a death stare and goes, you owe me big.
Oh, whatever you want later. Just you can call in any favor.
But master, what if more come?
I know, Claus. You keep a lookout.
Claus takes off
Yes.
into the sky.
Umber shakes her head. She's gonna roll a medicine check to stabilize. I mean, she's fine. She's not gonna die from that, but
Right,
she's gonna.
right. I mean,
She's
like,
gonna,
you gotta trim
because
the arrow or
she
anything.
gives no fucks. She's gonna rip the Inquisitor lieutenant's own cloak to use as triage.
Middle medicine check for me, please. It's good enough.
It's just to stop
Okay.
the bleeding.
Just to stop the bleeding.
Umber,
and-
you can tell Umber's doing the bare minimum.
Ugh. And like Garrett kind of like pushes the arrow a little bit through, so then he can see the head, and he's gonna like snap the arrow out, and then kind of pull it back through.
Wow. Umber grabs the arrowhead.
Sure.
Garrett is like, I'll pay you the silver for it later.
Umber nods.
She is fine and stabilized, but she seems to be quite beaten up, all things considered.
Well,
You
you
do
know.
you do know you could have aimed for a cloak, right?
You know.
I'm glad I didn't.
Aim to wound. Yeah, Umber's trying not to like severely fuck with Gareth, but she just shrugs and just says, "Heat of battle.
I suppose so.
If this were an
Here,
enemy,
and
you'd be
Gar-
thanking
and
me."
Garrett gives you 60 gold. Can you go buy a healing potion?
Gareth, you're gonna use the limited supply of healing potions to heal your fucking lieutenant?
I do
You
not
piece
want to
of
lose
shit.
another one.
Umber kind of
I'll
snarls, but she takes
I'll
it.
finish her off myself.
You hear Umber like
Just crack your
say
mimosa
something
over it.
harshly in Idrison.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, you did hear what he said. Like, I do not want to lose another one.
Yeah, You
His
still
voice almost
hear-
cracks at that, but like, yeah. And you said in Ujirsan? Okay, he doesn't know. He can't hear that, but he doesn't care.
Just Umber's walking to the store.
Okay. We'll pick up that next time. Well, we're going to do some other stuff, but I'm afraid that's all for right now. Umber, do you have final comments?
No, I think Umber just has her hands in her pockets and is kind of like mumbling to herself in Idrisin, and she calls Claus back to her so they can walk to the store together.
Okay. A return. Says he saw nothing.
Umber nods.
Azarine and Valerie and Brughild. Azarine, can you give me a performance check? You race up onto the stage and you kind of... So the lady, the proprietress, kind of like looks at a stopwatch and looks at you and just goes, okay.
22.
Why are you all what? Never mind.
I'm a Seda.
You're right. You know what? Insensitive of me. I apologize.
Microaggression.
She goes, why are you all wet? And Azarine just looks at her and is just like, I'm a Seda.
What did you fucking say to me?
I'll have you know.
She just kind of like raises up her arms and goes, you're right. You're right. Carry on.
I have over 300 confirmed fish kills.
301 after today.
Sharks aren't fish.
With a 22
Yes, they are.
performance, with a 22 performance, you give a rousing song. But do you have a specific performance in mind? And while you're thinking, does Valerie and Brughild come down to kind of mingle? This building is it's not like a tavern. It's like a hotel and attached is a theater. And it seems to be very very focused about this venue. This idea of people are going to be invited to see shows. There's a bit of a restaurant attachment as well. They'll serve you food while you're here to watch whoever's on the stage. It's not like an opera or a performance venue for plays. It is like a singing and dancing kind of a thing. Do you guys head down, or do you guys want to stay in the room?
Have we figured out, have we fixed the handle, or at
Yes,
least mostly?
I think for the most part you're onto the right track. Valerie can probably have it done within the next few minutes if she really focuses.
It's patting Valerie. She's like, you'll be okay, right? You can
I
finish
think
this
I
on your
got
own. Like, you're
yeah.
good.
Valerie hugs Brooke.
Wipes the tears away.
Brooke's gonna like. Brooke's just like face smush like temporarily, and she's like, okay. And she's gonna put her arms around Valerie, like kind of like awkwardly. Well, we should go downstairs and see Azurine. She'll be very disappointed if we're not around.
Right. Valerie leaves her art
I'm
project
bloody
on the
hungry.
bed.
Oh, Valerie, it's pretty much almost done. Just the final cap on the butt. You want to finish it before or after?
I could finish it before then if it's just a cap.
It's up to you. It depends on whether or not you wanted to finish and then go downstairs, or if you wanted it to be the final thing you do of the day.
I'll go downstairs and then make it the final thing I do.
Sounds good. You head down. Azarine, what's your performance?
I am going to sing one of my more popular songs
Okay.
that my dad taught me.
Oh.
My mommy and my daddy and my mommy and my daddy.
I don't have a mom.
Well,
Are Seda like seahorses, and they just
they
like
still need a mom.
They multiply like bacteria.
Oh,
Mitosis.
that's a microaggression.
You actually, as you head downstairs, there's actually like it's mostly Seda. You see a lot of people in here with like seafoam green, teal hair, and some with purple and darker colors. A few red as well. A lot more like these vibrant, colored like coral. And a few of them are dressed in rather nice regalia for the area. It seems like people are kind of coming here, like going out. They're dressed in their Sunday best to go to the show. If you're ordering a few drinks, if you're having some meals, there's a few elves and a few other humans that have showed up as well. It's going to be a part of it. Some look like regulars. Some look like they're here like at first, like, oh my gosh, I heard about this place. It just seems so nice. And then just seem to be kind of enjoying it.
Brooke had to deal with someone else's emotional vulnerability, so she's hungry as shit. She just wants to. Like, okay.
Yeah. Sounds good. There's actually one Seda who's there's an older gentleman. He looks like he's maybe in his he's not older. He's like 30 or something. He's actually handing out pamphlets to people as he goes by, and a few other kind of pieces of card. And he sees the two of you, and he does kind of reach over and just goes, please let me give you some of these. If you're enjoying this venue, you'd have to come and check out our show as well. And he kind of hands off a few. We supplied some of the dancers and musicians tonight, in fact.
Oh. Yes, of course. What's on the pamphlet?
It looks just to be a traveling troupe of dancers. It seems to be some kind of performance that they do outside. It's advertising some large, I don't want to say a circus because that's not correct, but it is like Cirque du Soleil, which I'm sure is
Yeah.
a terrible thing, but it's like a very fancy acrobatics kind of endeavor. He just goes, we're only going to be in town for the 1 week. You really should come down and see. We're friends of the proprietress here. We have a duty to kind of show off everyone. Everyone who's staying actually gets a discount on their ticket.
Are you acquainted with Mr. Tarori, perhaps?
Mr. Talori. Oh, I've heard of him before, yes. He's a dear friend of mine, though we're kind of on the rocks lately.
I
Kinda
see.
reaches up and scratches his eyebrow.
Well, I'm certain we'd enjoy a little outing, won't we? She just kind of like nudges Valerie, like, yeah, cheer up. Let's.
Of course.
Oh, that'd be lovely. And he kind of looks at you a little bit confused, like, oh, you're not joking.
What?
Azarine, I think
It's-
your
but I-
set's done at this point.
Did I say something wrong?
Once I finish, I kind of hop down and I look for Brookehild and Valerie.
You see them. You reconvene.
I walk over.
I am Mr. Talori, the man says.
Oh,
I see. It's lovely to meet you. I think there's someone who's really looking forward to seeing you again. And Brookhill's just gonna point
Looks
to.
You just hear "Dad!" and she just bolts
you said
and
it
gives
so
him a
high-pitched.
huge hug.
You transcended the sound barrier, and it was absolutely garbled by the.
Oh, she just shouts, "Dad!" and bolts and just a hug.
The man
Huge
turns
hug.
around just in time to be bulldozed by Azarine. But yeah, he turns around and sees you and you smash into him at full force, and he kind of is surprised. Pamphlets go everywhere. And he kind of looks around for a second confused and kind of pushes you back and just goes like, "Oh!" and then pulls you back in for a hug. But yes,
And
this is.
She's just rapid fire, like, "Oh my god, it's been so long! I can't believe that you're here! What are you doing here?"
We're here for a show. What are you doing here? He says, and you see before him a Seda man with dark purple hair, and he looks like he's maybe about 30. He's got a mustache and goatee.
I'm here with my friends on kind of doing thing. I didn't think you were gonna be back here.
Well, we had a few shows in Fort Dolhan, but those got canceled, unfortunately.
You were going to Fort. Oh.
Well, we were gonna surprise you, but it worked out well. I was
Sorry.
so worried for the past weeks. And he grabs you again tighter this time.
I'm sorry. Just I didn't know where you were gonna be, and it's hard to get messages, especially when you're off doing things.
No, I understand. I had faith. I didn't worry for a second. Okay, that's not true.
Dad, these are my friends. This is Valerie and Brookehild.
Valerie waves. Hiya.
Forgive me for not recognizing you. I thought you might have an air of familiarity, but I didn't want to assume.
I haven't seen you in my life, and it's good to meet you.
He extends a hand to shake.
Brookehild was
right,
actually
thanks,
thinking, like, what the fuck, how do you look, like, so fucking young? But, like, she doesn't say that. She just looks slightly
Understand.
puzzled. She shakes his hand.
Give a firm handshake.
Brookehild, are you surprised? considering Azarine.
Yeah, Azreen is.
I don't
like,
know how
45.
fish work. I don't fucking know how fish work.
Usually they die after like a year, but
maybe
these
they
guys
like maybe they
weird.
like hit a certain age and then they suddenly go all wrinkly, or like maybe they, you know, I don't fucking know.
They're like
They wake up on their 70th birthday and they're just automatic
maybe-
they're
wrinkles.
like Elzin
Maybe the
and
girls-
Ishgard.
Maybe the
Oh my
girls are all
God.
pretty and then the men age like shit. I don't know.
That's true. They could. Who knows?
Like the elves in Isgard.
Like the elves in Ishgard. Yeah, he gives you a firm shake and just goes, there's... I don't even know where to begin. I think we're going to need a whole part, at least, a whole episode to catch up. And that's where we left our heroes. Thank you for joining us, everyone.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
That's all I have. Any final things that you do? I don't really know what else.
I put the cap on the back of my on my handle.
Okay, Valerie, you finish out the evening and just quickly head back real quick and place the cap on the handle. Please add a greatsword, adamantine greatsword to your inventory.
Bitch.
It gives you +1 to attacks and damage made with this weapon, but it is not magical, quote unquote.
Okay, strength weapon.
At a +1 adamantine greatsword.
Oh, plus, hang on.
Attacks made with this weapon you add a +1 to, and you also add a +1 to the damage. But it is not magical for the prerequisite of overcoming resistances. Say if you're fighting a wight or a wraith or some form of undead or spiritual creature. It is not inherently magical in that regard.
Well, this has certainly been an eventful episode.
God.
At last, Valerie's arm is complete. She holds it aloft and nearly takes out the chandelier light because it's about 4.5 feet long. I don't think you have a scabbard for it yet. I don't know if one makes a scabbard for what you've just created, but we're open.
I mean, Garrett has like a.
Well, the guy that gave it to me certainly isn't gonna make it.
No, you'd have to find a woodworker. I mean, he can probably hook you up as well, but if that depends on you. It's just a very long sword. You probably would have to have a custom sort of thing. But at any rate, that is where we left our heroes, and we'll iron out the details over the off time. We're gonna close this out. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.